Right. All right. So Chronicles of Folk Band, session Nat 20 here. We start our day. The folk band is waking up after having defeated the frost giants at Port Llast. They got a chance to meet Harshnag, the kinslayer frost giant, who was battling the frost giants and was beaten down and captured. You also met a group of mostly humans, the former inhabitants of Port Llast, minus any soldiers and leaders that were summarily killed off by the frost giants. You looted the giant ship, which held all the treasure of the town, basically. And after a small conversation, you decided to leave the coins to the town to rebuild. And the townsfolk, as well as you, decided that perhaps Roy and Herschel would be a good steward for the town to be rebuilt. You had also decided to let Lord Neverwinter know what was happening here and ask his help with the rebuilding effort, see if he can send supplies. I vaguely recall you reaching out via Sending Stone to Varnock. And
I think it was sending spell.
Sending spell. That's right. Yeah, not the stone. Right, the sending spell.
You had a handful of slots left.
That's right. That's right. So you reached out to Varnock, had a conversation with him about stuff, and then you also reached out to Cloggy Leomater to find out what she knows. She confirmed that she could not find King Hecaton via scrying, but that he was not dead. If he were dead, she would be able to find him in a very certain way. She was not able to do that. So while he can't be found, he also is confirmed to not be dead, at least from her perspective. She also mentioned that she had a gift for you, that the druids that were, I guess, worshiping her wanted to help. And so they were bringing a gift to you. You had at first decided to meet them, I think, at Neverwinter, but then decided to meet them at the Oracle of the Allfather, which I believe was the last place that you had mentioned to Cloggy Leomater.
Yes, that sounds right to me.
Okay.
My dog agrees.
Okay, fantastic.
But wasn't there somebody? I'm sorry. Wasn't there somebody that we had to like check in with, like Naruk and Cool Joe or Joe Cool? We gotta like get them somewhere. Isn't that something?
So Naruk's plan was to take Farax, Joe Cool, and the tapestry back to the Eye of Selithor Guild to kind of rebuild his reputation with them and kind of deliver Farax. I don't know if you had specifically talked about Tanzul, who was ostensibly going to be picked up by Salty and kind of brought into the fold of the island of Misfit.
Yeah, do some community service kind of thing.
Right. Yes, he's gonna do community service with Salty and Captain Denny, or First Mate Denny. Captain Salty and First Mate Denny. I believe those were the big beats. And you all got yourself a nice little sleepy sleep here at the inn.
We got
with
halfway to next level.
Dreams of gold and books and other stuff. I did talk separately with Michael. I want to let everyone know that I didn't realize that these tomes are the only way for PCs to get 20 and above and keep going all the way up to, I think it's 30. I thought for some reason there was some other thing that was the main way to do that. But apparently these tomes are the main way to do that. So I'm not going to deny Swazos the ability to use this book if they decide they want to take it. And is it 24 that you'd be going up to at
48.
this point? Jesus Christ.
It's 48 and it can't be over more than 6 days.
48 is the actual cap?
No, 48 is the number of hours that you gotta.
Oh, okay. I said I said your max would be to 24, and then you said 48, so I was confused.
24 does sound familiar. I know I've heard that from some of you.
Okay, what I was saying is that your charisma would become 24.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was saying. I wasn't talking about how long it takes. I was talking about what your charisma would move up to. That's why I got confused when you said 48. I was like, why would that's a weird cap be 48? And how the hell does someone get a 48 charisma?
You find a lot of those tomes, I guess.
It's ridiculous. Okay. So yeah, so if you all decide to give the tome to Dwazos, you can use it. Whatever you decide to do with that. You also had the rod of absorption, which I believe Dwazos requested be at 0. I think it has 0.
We rolled, and it was 1.
1. Oh, that's right. That's right. I rolled a 1, and you wanted to keep it rather than re-roll it. That's right. So there is 1 level of spells stored in the rod of absorption. Michael and I also talked separately about spellcasting focuses and how they are a replacement for the material component, and they are only a replacement for somatic if the spell has both material and somatic. So if a spell is somatic only, you do have to have a free hand, even if you have a spellcasting focus. And I believe there's some exception for... No. The exception is that clerics and paladins can put their holy symbol on their shield, so they can use one hand.
I think it's just paladins.
Is it just paladins?
That can use the shield.
Okay. Well, we don't have either, so...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to worry about it. Unless Salty comes back, in which case he probably has a...
I think that's how we got around it with Salty. His shield was a part of, like, Denny's old ship, if I remember correctly, which was like his connection to... Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So I think that's where we are. The folk band are waking up in the guest quarters of the inn. You smell quail eggs and boar belly
bacon
cooking. Yes.
I don't know how this happened, but it was shoved in between the wall and my headboard. So I found it.
Oh, your notebook.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. I must have just, like, the last time just, like, put it, like, up on top because it's just
I'll go to sleep and then I'm just gonna tuck this here for now.
Yeah, and then it's I found it though, so I gotta write all of that.
I also I had a few like lore notes here about King Hecate. So apparently it was believed that his wife was murdered by the Lord's Alliance, though that seemed fishy. And then it says Hecate went missing while looking for his wife. He didn't believe she was dead. His brother Uthor led the raid on Leyland and Phandalin, claiming that they had tried to assassinate him. The Allfather was disappointed and declared the ordning broken. Some believe that King Hecate is not dead, and then Claudia Mater confirmed that. And then the rest was about the Eye of the Allfather, which we already talked about.
I must have still been, like, around, just not very present, because I did have King Hecate believed his wife was still alive, even though and then and that they thought the King's Alliance. What did I?
Lord's Alliance. So
Lord's Alliance, sorry, that the Lord's Alliance did that, and then that the King's brother was the one who destroyed Phandalin and Lylan, and
yeah.
Except the Queen is definitely dead. Queen
oh,
Mary.
Right, the Queen is dead, and the King's brother. Sorry, no, Queen. What Justin said.
Yeah, I think the piece that you were alluding to was that King Hecate didn't necessarily believe how she had died, and that's why he was out investigating.
To investigate her death, not like look for her.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I think I got that crossed with people looking for Hecate.
King Hecate needs to be found if he lives, and then he was out investigating what happened to his queen. There we go. I found the specific.
He disappeared.
and then he disappeared, and then the king's brother took over pretty fast.
Yes, but not ruling. One of his daughters is currently ruling. And
Oh.
Harshnag had thought that was strange that Uthor wouldn't just seize control.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I think we wanted to go to Neverwinter to check in and drop off what's his face. Then go to the Harpers in Everland, and then go to start trekking to the Eye of the Allfather.
Yes. I also don't think, Eliza, I don't think you were here for for Mishka's telling of the arcane ink setters.
Oh yeah.
So they are the group that the Zentarum use to put their tattoos on their soldiers. And Mishka said that most soldiers don't get tattoos, but as you get higher in ranks, you earn specific tattoos, and that anyone can do a spell rot tattoo that allows you to cast the spell once. But these arcane ink setters have found a way to imbibe the tattoo with enough energy so that it recharges every dawn. So the tattoos that the arcane ink setters can set are reusable. So once per day, the spell can be used. And he did confirm that some low level, or not low, but the lowest level of soldiers received the bless spell. Soldiers at his level received the haste spell, and most of their spellcasters receive greater invisibility. And he's not sure about higher level generals, things like that. He's not sure what they do.
Would we know if there are different if the tattoos function differently in as far as concentration?
He says that if the spell requires concentration, that the person will have to maintain that the spell can be dispelled by. They do have to maintain concentration. They don't have to provide any material, somatic, or verbal components, though. They just have to touch. They have to touch, which they can do as a bonus action. You just have to touch the spell to activate.
And what was the king's brother's name?
Uthor.
Uthor?
Yep. It's his last name. His first name's Lex.
Lex.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, I should probably actually stock my spells for the day.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, did I already do? Yeah, I think I already did the long rest. Yes, because I wanted to see if you all were leveling up, which you didn't. You're very close though.
Okay. So it was
We're not even halfway.
So 10 days ago, so like a month ago, Queen Mary was murdered, and the Lord Alliance was blamed.
So
Uthor.
that's something you haven't quite touched on yet, but is something that I have prepared. So you do have a calendar. I'm not sure if you all are aware that there's a calendar available to you.
I remember we talked about it once.
Yeah, so it's part of the tools, and you can open the calendar, and you should see that today is the 19th of Elate, although it's actually, now that it's the next day.
So it would have been the 1st of Elate?
So we'll say it's 8 a.m. on the 20th. That's today. Okay. So you have some stuff already in your calendar. Those I think they're red dots. They show up on the calendar for you as red dots. You can see those, and if you double click on the date, you can bring up the note.
Oh, we had the gala.
Yes.
And then we went to Everlund into the Feywild, and then that was when we were in the Feywild. Oh my
Yes. So
god.
that's a huge amount of time from you spent a little 2 days over a month in the
Yeah.
Feywild.
So 2 10 days would have been the first of Elent.
The 2 10 days. Which 2 10 days?
I have a note from when we were talking to Harshnag the last time that it says 2 10 days ago, Queen Mary was murdered and Lord Alliance was blamed / was told about.
Okay. Yeah. So it must have been approximately. So I'll put a note in here. It was the 25th of Alesis when Queen Mary was killed, and I'll put that in here.
Oh dear God. So yeah, it was like almost. Oh Jesus. Okay.
2.5 10 day ago. And he will confirm that it was. Okay. Yeah. So on the 3rd of Elaine was when Lymon and Fandolin were attacked.
Okay, and then we have the fire giants were at Frost giants were at Port Llast. Fire giants, I just have dwarf thing. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. They were connected
They
to
were
the
trying.
Zentarum in the forge.
Yes, they were trying to get the Dawn Titan. They were trying to get the Dawn. Cloud giants were gathering weapons. Stone giants were oddly quiet, and then storm giants were amassing armies.
And let's see. So
And then, wait, hang on. I have Jarl, which is frost giants, and then storm giant Maelstrom. What the fuck did I? What? I was really having a hard time at the end of that. What the
those are
fuck?
accurate. Those notes are
Okay,
accurate.
okay. Yeah, the notes are accurate, but they have no context.
No, no context. Yeah.
Uh,
So Jarl is the word for like king in the Frost Giants. And so it's Jarl Storvald is their current leader. His name is Storvald. Jarl is his title. And the Storm Giants, their domain, like their castle, like where they reside, is called the Maelstrom.
oh, and we were trying to find a way in there. We were trying to find a way to get. We were trying to find a way to get.
Yes.
We were trying to find a way to get there.
Oh right.
Yep.
And if we get a black conch, we can.
That's right.
Yeah.
And not the blank
teleport.
and not the black conch that we had before.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. Totally coincidence. A coincidence apparently of my making. My bad. And they're all of the leaders of the giants possess one of these conchs. And they use it.
And
They
so we were
use it
gonna
to
go. We were gonna.
teleport.
Yes, we were gonna try to find a leader to do it. And then I just said. And then I had Oracle, Keeper of Giant Knowledge, 3 questions to answer.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that checks out.
And they're loyal to. Oh, those in the tavern are loyal to Mishka. Never mind.
Oh yeah, the sailors
Yeah.
left for dead by the Zentarum.
Right. And then they're rebuilding, and we left them all the coin to
Yep.
rebuild.
And I
Yep.
think we suggested that the sailors could almost be like a new kind of guard patrol.
Hmm. So we're keeping the gems, right? We were keeping the gems, but we gave all the coins
Yep.
to the. Okay. 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 Um. Oh, and Ma'am's leader is at the maelstrom. That's why we were trying to get there. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Do you
and
see?
Harshnag believes that King Hecatan could possibly help end the war.
Right. Yeah,
So that's
that
why we're
seemed
trying
to
to find.
be yeah, that was like the only option to end the war other than just individually slaughtering every possible giant.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I have. Okay. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Okay. So I have. Hang on. Okay. So I have like my own checklist on here. So I have stop hill giants at Belliard and Wumford. We found out who attacked Phandalin and Lyland. The trouble at the grandfather tree. We have Avendus phylactery. We have find Darian Marcus, which is Swazos' thing. Ma'am has the mountain amulet and now the fucking maelstrom. And then I have to report back to the Emerald Enclave at some point. And now we have to find King Peckerton. Cool. Oh, and then get Claudia's present. Cool, cool.
I forgot.
We have so much to do.
Forgot you had
Huh.
done that. So I'm going to award that to you as well. So you did complete the quest of finding out who attacked Lyland and Phandalin. So you're going to get a little more experience.
Yay. I meant to sound more like enthusiastic about that. But
Okay.
so we have to find out where the mountain is in the picture from Am, and then what the fuck the amulet has to do with, or find the amulet. Find the amulet. And then the maelstrom stuff. But I think that's more of the overarching. I think that's the big target of what we need to do.
Right. And I think
It's-
the Oracle can hopefully help us with several of those.
So we're going to the Oracle to find out where King Hecatan is and where.
That would be my number one thing.
Okay. Okay. Oracle. Okay. All right. So that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed.
After making
Breakfast.
stops at Neverwinter and
Ooh, did Mishka agree
the
to be
other
like an
place.
insider? We
Yeah,
agreed.
Mitka.
Mishka agreed to go to Neverwinter.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And work with Neverember on providing intel about them. And I think the first on your list was where's their teleportation circle in Neverwinter?
Yes. Yeah. And then I think just like a coordinated taking out of their teleportation circles in different areas.
Yeah, I think he knew of a couple of them. I forget which ones. I may have mentioned it, but
Yeah, I don't remember. I know he specifically knew the one in Neverwinter.
Hang on. I'll look at my notes.
If not, I'll have to go rewatch the episode. See what I said. Or make up something new. I don't always remember to write down the things I make.
Teleporters in most cities. I have Vuskin and Neverwinter. And that's
Luskin
it.
was the other he had been to?
I don't think we've been there, I think, but Mishka said Neverwinter in Buskin was something, and then something about bring Mishka with a question mark on it. I guess that was what we were questioning.
Excellent. Okay. So so you all are so you're all waking up. So I think we got the recap down. So you're all waking up here in the tavern. You're smelling eggs and bacon and some very acidic drink smell that apparently Nibrook smells and gets very excited for and goes running downstairs. Probably not the level that Crowan produces, but he's excited to have a little coffee here if possible. And so while you're all rubbing the sleep from your eyes and making your way down to the tavern, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
So I love it. I was really trying to pay attention, but my migraine set in pretty early that last time.
Mhm.
So I just have like my writing is awful, and so like I'm trying to like decode what I even wrote, and then like on the other side of it was like, what the fuck did I mean by any? I love how I had Storm Giant Maelstrom and then Jarl of the Frost Giants, and that's it. Like, somehow that still made sense.
I'll often do my notes in shorthand as Nick is giving us the information and be like, yeah, I'll go back and like fill in the details, and then sometimes I forget to do that, so it is just like sentence
What the
fragments.
What the fuck did I mean by this? Oh, um, so we have 3 questions for the Oracle, right? So where is Hecate?
Yes.
Do we want to know where Ma'am's mountain thing is for the trial?
I mean, that's definitely on Ma'am's mind.
Yeah, what burning questions will you ask?
I mean, we got the impression that they have to be some way related to giants. Is that correct, or is it just kind of general knowledge?
It's a good question. Assuming you ask Harshnag about it, what he can tell you is that the Oracle is some type of sliver of Anam himself, the Allfather. It's some type of old vestige of him. So he's never seen the Oracle himself. He knows where the location is, but he never made the pilgrimage before. Each giant can only make the pilgrimage once. They'll only be allowed into, the Oracle one time. So nobody who has gone can go back. But he says that typically the answers are not always forthcoming, but always honest. And he's never known anyone to be told that that the Allfather didn't know the answer to their question. But he doesn't know if that's because they've always asked, related questions. But it is basically, as far as he knows, you're basically talking to an avatar of a god. So whatever would be known to the god would be.
I mean, if we don't think of anything else, we could always try asking him about the phylactery.
Okay, so Eben Death's phylactery. Well, I guess we would have to word it very very
Yeah, this is gonna be some genie type shit.
Like, where is King Hecate is not gonna buy, like what city is King Hecate closest to? No?
I like what you're. I like where you're going with that line of question.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
more
yeah, no, I
specific
definitely
you can be,
agree.
the
The
better.
more specific,
Yeah.
yeah. And then what name of the mountain is where the trial of oh, Mam's people. Hang on.
Well, I'm wondering if it like might be worth. No, because I was going to say it might be worth asking, like, how do we find King Hecate? But it would probably just say, search for it.
Yeah.
Or something dumb
Right.
like that.
Yeah. Something very big. With like being the more specific the better. So like it's not where is King Hector because they're probably like in the mountains or by a river or by a like like and then we're searching them and then it's like kind of like looking at Mam's like the little room with the all the Lexodon stuff. There it is, Lexodon stuff where we were looking at the mountains and we're like looking at our map with every mountain that has a river running through. And we're like, okay, well, uh, okay. So we're having breakfast and talking about this. Nom nom nom. And so we're going to Neverwinter with Mishka. And then we're trying to find the teleportation circles.
We were just gonna leave that to like Neverember and his guards. Like Mishka told us
right.
they're not heavily guarded by the Zentarum, so we figured that's not like, planet saving hero work. That's like
Right.
town guard type stuff.
Some level
And then-
5 adventurer shit right there.
Yeah, that's like posted on the job, the town bulletin board. Yeah,
That's right.
we got
And
bigger
then,
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, we
and
do.
then I do have that we have sleeper cells in pretty much every city for the Zentarum.
Yeah,
And
and I
then
believe we found out Wumpford was their like base.
Yeah, yeah, which is why we were kind of avoiding going after the pause. The
I should really finish copying seeming into my spellbook.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have, well, I did have where. What the fuck? Which giants were? Sorry, I did make the note that there was giants that were in Belliard in One-Third.
That's the hill giants.
Hill giants. Hill giants. Damn it. Okay, so we're all talking about this, just da 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 da, and then so we're going to go to Neverwinter, and then there was another place that we were going to stop.
I believe it was Everland. Was it that somebody had something for Zvazos there?
Oh no, that's right. That's right. Varnock, I totally forgot about that. Yes. Varnock said, where is it? Where are you? What's his name? Yes. Varnock said that Billin has something for you.
Right.
Wasn't he the one that we gave all the giant stuff to because he's like obsessed with giants?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And he built an official device for you.
Nope. Well, I mean, well, let's go get into it. I'm really excited to find out what this device does.
There it is. I don't know where I wrote this down, but I wrote it down somewhere. Damn it.
And then we'll travel to the Allfather.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think Mam's scraping her plate clean. She like mops up some of the bread with a piece of toast and finishes that off, and she stands up and says, well, folks, we got a big day ahead of us. Should probably be getting going.
You just see Nyx like looking through the party bag of all like the sapphires and the new gems that we have, and then it immediately drops them and closes it back up and is like, yeah, totally ready, totally, yeah, what you said, and then just scarfs the plate because they weren't eating.
Nyx, you don't have to pretend not to, want all those gems. We pretty much had you in mind when we took them all, I think.
They'd be really pretty on the and like she's just pointing they're just pointing at the what was it that we bought, the golden thingy with the thing that you asked me to build before.
Oh, the dagger.
The dagger, or the bowl that you're supposed to use that you have to like, I don't know, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I had a bunch of different ritual shit. Were there any rubies in that? Oh, it's
There's a
probably in
star
our party
ruby.
sheet, right?
There is a ruby. There's a star ruby. It's $1,000. Holy shit. It's a gem. This gemstone is translucent ruby with a white star-shaped center and color.
If
Yeah, you've got some.
if you don't mind, Nyx, I might have my eye on that one.
Nyx immediately plucks the ruby out and just like hands it over.
I think that's the one. Let me see.
That's oddly specific for a gemstone, though. That much description. And there's star sapphires too. It's very fancy. Can we move this over to ma'am? Hang on.
Yeah, I think you just drag it to your inventory, right?
Yes, I'm just making sure that's actually. Oh wait, did I already make my? I need to look at my spell components. I think I need that at some point.
Okay.
I'll take it for now.
I don't think I can grab it to you. I don't think I can. I tried to.
Oh,
Funny.
there we go.
There we go. Okay. And there's bedrolls and opals. Very nice. This is very nice. And then the golden harp. Did somebody want the golden harp? I forget.
I think we jokingly gave it to Vark. I don't know if he actually wanted it. Ma'am took the flute.
I think Naruk. I think we roleplayed that Naruk was like, and then we left it in the pouch.
If anybody happened to wake up early this morning, you might have caught Ma'am up giving a very detailed cleaning to this flute after she kind of slobbered all over it.
What are you talking about now?
That's right. That you did that.
But she was very discreet about it. She didn't.
Okay. Now the stream is back. I was accidentally recording the DM screen instead of my separate screen.
Oh.
I don't think I shared any super secrets, but it's possible.
Oh. Well, I guess we're just not going to pay attention to the rest. We're just going to ignore anything that we saw on that screen for 30
Yeah,
minutes.
exactly. Yeah, definitely don't go back and watch the first 20 minutes of the stream and pause in certain places. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. So
So,
I'm realizing I think I got all the gems for the dagger that I wanted to make, but I didn't actually make the dagger. I think is
dagger.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't remember you making a dagger.
Yeah, I don't think I made it. I think that's what I requested Nick's buy me gems for though. Back in the dwarf city.
Yes.
Ooh. Back in Gauntlegrim. Yeah, you missed a shop in Gauntlegrim too.
We missed a shot.
Never mind, I probably shouldn't say anything.
Oh, god damn it. Heck, why did I do that to us?
I have a teleportation circle.
I know, that's why I was like, I probably shouldn't say anything.
Don't tempt me, Nick.
I'm already pulling you all in 7 different directions at this point.
Yeah, you are, but that's fine.
Such is the nature of the sandbox style.
I love it.
I love
so
it
I
too.
think before we leave, Mam is definitely going to make a point of checking in with Harshnag. That's the
Okay.
giant's
Yep.
name, right?
The
Just to let him
giant, yep.
know that we are going to. He offered for us to travel with him.
Yep.
So I think just out of respect, Mam wants to let him know that like where we're going, but the way we're going, we probably can't take him. So, but we may.
I was
see him
wondering
there.
if that was going to come up.
I mean, unless he wanted me to cast Reduce on him the whole time, I don't even know if that would work though.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I thought,
Like, how big would he be if I cast Reduce on him?
He'd be large.
He would be large. Yeah. I mean, that could work. If you wanted, that's, I was thinking about the teleportation circle, and he could use a teleportation circle, but most of the places the teleportation circles go to would not be able to contain his size.
Right.
Like he teleported to a building he wouldn't be able to fit in.
Exactly.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we have a giant with a building on top of his head.
Or a building that used to have a roof.
The house, like,
Yeah.
trying to open the door through the out.
Reduce only lasts a minute.
Oh.
So
That would have to, yeah.
he would have to immediately run out of the building and then would just turn into an actual frost giant in the middle of
Whatever
Neverwinter.
city. Yeah.
And I just
Sorry, yeah,
I think Mam's explaining this and she's like, I'd offer to take you if we could, but logistically I just don't see how it could work.
He kind of laughs a little bit. I understand. I'm not welcome in most towns, so if it were a longer duration, it might work, but I don't think I could get in and out of a town in 1 minute.
Yeah, well, Harshnag, it used to be that orcs weren't welcome in a lot of these towns. Then the folk band got to work.
Folk band.
So why don't we see if we can change that perception for you? And Man kind of offers her arm out for like one of those cool forearm handshakes.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he reaches his finger down for you to grab a hold of, like, and he kind of
grabs the like second joint.
Yeah, engulfs your entire arm, and he kind of smiles, and I appreciate that. This is, I admire the small folk. I admire your tenacity in the face of the world being so large to you. I don't know if my kin's current actions would help your goal, but I look forward to the day when we can outwardly work together, and I can
I
perhaps enter
appreciate,
some towns.
yeah, and I appreciate you helping me remember that not all giants are bad.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So you take care of yourself. Maybe we'll see you over there. Maybe we won't, but I hope you find what you're looking for.
I appreciate that. Just know that if you make it to the Eye of the Allfather before I do, the way in is through a giant's touch. But you have some lineage. You might be able to get in.
I feel like I might be able to figure that out.
Very good. Well, good luck to you. It's a dangerous wasteland, the spine of the World Mountains. Have a care. I know that you
I've got a really... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know that you have a dot on a map, but that's not always the easiest thing to decipher when in the mountains themselves.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, and I'll be on my way as well.
Yeah. Mim starts to walk away, and then stops and says, "Don't worry about me. I've got a really warm cloak." And then walks away all cool.
Awesome. And so you see him like just immediately head out, and like he just starts jogging north. And like, you can feel like and he's definitely making some he's making some ground. Like the man can move.
The idea of a giant just farewell and then just like
and then just turns and
the fact that I mean, I know like giants can't really sneak, but the fact that he's just full sending it across.
He's got a little knit cap on.
Yeah, right. Like all I can imagine is like Snoopy putting on like that pilot's hat and goggles, and then just running giant speed through the.
Just little tiny jogging shorts.
That's right.
Tiniest jogging shorts for a giant.
Big white giant legs. No Welcome back, Michael. Did we lose you? I saw you disconnected.
Yeah, I was moving my setup, and apparently the computer went to sleep. So.
Oh no.
I was here the whole time.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So you heard about the tiny giant shorts, right?
Yes, I heard about the tiny giant shorts. I pictured like the strappy gladiator loinclothy thing.
Awesome.
That's even more dangerous for running.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we had an actual following, if only just to see fan art of that.
Right? Someday.
That would be great.
Someday.
That's right.
Gosh. People will be looking at their earliest iterations and being like, the giant with the tiny coat shorts.
We'll come up with like a compilation, like so for those of you who are new, this is how we started, and these are some of our favorite moments, and we'll throw in like when we all tried to catch the dragon.
Yes.
And man like jumped and then thunder steps to get onto the back of the Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
That's right. That was pretty awesome. That was my favorite
That
moment.
was awesome.
All right, so Harshnag is fading into the distance. His long strides putting, a lot of distance between you. Let's see. Mishka looks ready to go. Faraz and Naruk look ready to go, as does Mishka.
Oh, right. We were going to give Faraz to somebody.
Yeah, Naruk is going to take Faraz to the
guild.
The guild, yeah, the Eye of Selithor. Try to get his standing back and make amends if possible.
He's taking the rug too, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
I'm just gonna make a note of that. So I remember.
I got all excited when Nick teased the flying carpet, however many sessions ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is pretty cool. But Narook's taking it with him. We'll see. Maybe he comes back, who knows? Maybe, Mario may have some time in the future. I know that, we'll probably be playing this game in a couple of years.
Oh my god, sorry.
Making your way to level 20.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so they look ready to go.
As we're making our way to level 20, Narook comes back and is just kitted out, like rock star level, coming back with a fucking posse and guild, and we'll have Faraz and whatever the other
Tunzul.
And Tunzul like being his backup.
That's right.
They changed their ways.
They're the backup singers for his band.
Or the bass and the drums with him.
Yeah. What's the name of the band? God something.
Oh, I follow
Mario's band.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He sent us a ring a little long ago.
Yes. God's. Hang on, I follow them. 1 second. God's.
Yeah, we'll have to put that in there.
Furniture. God's furniture. That's what it is.
God's furniture. That's good.
Yes.
It's a good name.
It's good. All right. So, how, when, where are you making your way to Neverwinter? You walk in. You Platabella-ing? Are you?
Ma'am will. Yeah, we're gonna do teleportation circle. Ma'am will just say like one last call for heading to Neverwinter, and then we'll set out drawing the not the Harper's Neverwinter, the like official yeah.
Yep. Very good. Okay. So that takes you 10 or so minutes. Is there anything anyone else wants to do in Port Llast before you zoop your way to Neverwinter?
I mean, we did a search, and so there's nothing to like check out or find. So I don't think so.
Okay.
Good job. Is that right, Justin?
I think so. I mean, Ma'am's last thing was talking to Harshnag. I had nothing else on my mind. I mean, probably bid farewell to Roy and Herschel. Yeah, wish him luck. Make sure they've got the money.
Yep. Excellent. Okay. Yep. So so Ma'am finishes with the teleportation circle, and everyone seems ready to go. You see most of the townsfolk have started to kind of mill out and make their way kind of here to the inn to get kind of like, what are we doing? So, there's a lot of people kind of standing around, and you can see there's a lot of people, with tears in their eyes, very thankful to the folk band. People are kind of waving you off, and, Herschel and Roy see you off, as well as the rest of the sailors type soldiers are all kind of standing around as well. And, they wish you the best. Teleportation circle opens, and you all head through. So, and you get the feeling of quick movement, flashing lights and sounds, and then you arrive in the official teleportation chamber of Neverwinter. So it is in Neverwinter Castle. And as before, as you come out, you see kind of a guard kind of pop his head in, and just he sees you. Neverwinter guards certainly recognize the folk band. Oh, hello. Welcome. Can I send a message anywhere for you? Anything we can get for you or send for you?
We're here to see Varnock or the dude who's got something for us, right?
No, that's Everlund.
Oh, okay.
I think we want to see Neverember.
Very well. It's early. I think he's still in his chambers. You know where they are. You're welcome to go there. I'll send a runner ahead so he knows. And he kind of turns and speaks to a young boy who's there. And the boy runs off. Yes, sir. Runs off. You know your way to Neverember's chambers, so if you want to head right there. As you're heading out that way, Naruk kind of stops you and says his goodbyes. Very tearful, joyful. There's hugs. There's playful ribbing, and then he shakes each of your hands and wishes you well until you meet again. And then he takes Frax by the hand, and Frax is like, "Are you sure you don't need us?" And he kind of gets pulled with Naruk.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. So Nyx is like very tearful about Nurk leaving. Like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. And then Faraz is like, "Are you sure?" And Nyx kind of just helps shove him through the door.
I'm very useful. Sure, we can help.
They could probably use another hand on the boat.
Boat? And Naruk kind of smiles, and he's like, I've got other plans for this one."
Dunzel's getting the boat treatment.
Still there. This is.
I hope we get a reformed Dunzel by the end of that. Like a hardened, like, because he was like so sprouty, like just like a beefy deckhand
And hoisting the
fucking
sails.
Dunzel. Yes, just like I have sailed the seas and become a man.
He arrives, Tunzel, he comes back, Sinbad.
Yes. Oh yes.
Sounds like a great stand-up comedian.
What's that?
That's a great stand-up comedian.
Tunzel or Faraz?
I meant the sailor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Never.
sorry.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry. It might have been before my time.
All right. So you arrive in Neverwinter. You're making your way to Neverember's chambers.
I think before we get to his chamber, Mam will kind of just go to Mishka and say, "Hey, so how much you want us to let on about where you got this knowledge? I think we can trust Neverember, but wanna do whatever you want to feel safe."
And he kind of like looks at you and cocks his head a little bit, and he just kind of like smiles a little bit. I appreciate that. I accept my fate. If I can help destroy the Zentarum, good. If I'm thrown in a prison cell, it's probably better than I deserve. If you trust this man, I trust you. I accept my fate. You can tell him what you will, or I will tell him.
All right.
He may trust my information more if he believes it comes from the inside.
I would agree.
Nick sneaks up and pops their head in between. Are we also gonna mention the Lord Alliance is getting blamed for the death of the Queen Giant?
That may not be a bad idea to throw in there.
Good. Are we gonna do it before we say the darn?
Maybe we talk about Mishka and get him ingratiated first.
That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a better idea.
Yeah.
I forgot how big Neverwinter is. While we're here, I need to talk to the Emerald Enclave.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that's the other reason we came here.
The other thing I realized, when you left Neverwinter to head to Port Llast, you left from the castle, you went through the streets, and you left out the gate, and then did your platabella. I neglected to tell you the state of Neverwinter. I think I kind of mentioned that They've been kind of locked behind the walls here because the frost giants have been, lobbing rocks and kind of destroying homes, things like that. I didn't give you a good idea of what Neverwinter was like when you went through there. So it's very much, the people there are, there's no reveling in the streets. There's no, there are some shops still open, like thoroughfare type places, carts and stuff like that. But for the most part, you can see that people here are living in fear. Like a rock could descend and crush a house at any time. They'd been besieged by the frost giants basically for about 2 weeks before you had showed up. So things were really tense and really not great in Neverwinter. And as you were kind of leaving, the fanfare you would normally receive from Neverwinter just kind of wasn't there. Like, they had spent, nearly a month without any word of the folk band, no idea where you had been. Not that people in Neverwinter like expect you to be there for them, but like they definitely weren't like throwing parties in the streets like they were the last time you had left Neverwinter. So that's what the city was like. And so when you arrive, like you're still in Castle Never, so you can't see anything, but that's the state of Neverwinter when you leave. So
Can I peek out a window? Can I find one of the windows and like peek out?
yeah, I mean it's a castle, so there aren't like big glass display windows. But as you're kind of walking through the hallways, there are some small, port-like windows where you can see out. And from here, it's kind of hard to see. The one thing you notice is that there are not throngs of people in the streets. There isn't that kind of sense of, daily life going on. It's still, this is a city that's still, prepared for war at any time.
Do I see like damage or like what kind of damage? Like, is there more damage than when we left before, or?
Not that you would notice. I mean, as you can see, it's a big town, and so for you to kind of memorize, which buildings were standing when you left and which one, it's kind of impossible. But there's no black smoke. There's no there's no signs of immediate damage. There's no. It's just kind of a quiet city from what you're used to seeing. So I apologize. You said you were going to go somewhere before visiting Neverember, or you were talking to Mishka. That's right.
Yeah, we were talking to Mishka, and then we were talking about whether we should let King Neverember know about the Lord of Lions being blamed for the killing of the queen. And then giant, not queen, you know what I mean. And then I would visit the Emerald Enclave before we traveled anywhere else.
So is that where you're headed next? You want to go to? I need to find the name of that place.
No, it was. I think it's in my old notebook. To be completely honest, so
there it is. I got it. Now I got it. Yes. So you're heading to Agatha's apothecary.
Agatha's apothecary. I mean, I want to be there if we're just immediately going to Neverember. So I think it's after we talk to Lord Neverember.
Okay. That's something you want to do before you leave the city?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. I think I'm ready for that. All right. Very good. Okay. So you're heading to Neverember?
Neverember,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. Very good. So you kind of make your way through the hallways. You run into a number of guards, most of which, give you a salute or a nod or a smile or something along those lines. You're pretty well known here in the castle. So you make your way through. When you get to his chambers, there are 2 guards outside, and they both kind of nod at you, say, the Lord's expecting you. head right in, and one of them kind of reaches and opens the door behind him. And you go in, and he's there, and he's kind of sitting at his desk. You can see he's a bit casual. He's not like fully decked out in his lordly attire. He just kind of sees you, and he's like, "Please come in." You can see he looks a little tired, and he's got a drink. He has a drink in front of him on his desk here, and he's like, and he just kind of, that was fast. Things didn't go well.
Oh, well, no, the giant. Oh no, the giants are dead. They're all dead. Well, except for one. But he was nice.
The giants at Port Llast, they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
tell
yeah,
him.
you sent us there.
And Mishka kind of looks at you and looks at him. Yes, they are all dead. And Neverwinter kind of like spits a little bit in his drink. I don't know why I expected anything less. Please come in. Can I get you a drink? And who is this? Mishka was your name? And you see Mishka does like kind of a little half bow.
And Nix, as soon as Mishka is in a bow, goes, "This is Mishka, and I'm hoping you will accept him as inside information. And before you freak out, ma'am!" And Nix just looks to ma'am to explain.
Yeah. So this is Mishka, and he's given us some very useful information. Because he used to be, associated with the Zentarum, but he's not anymore.
As soon as you said Zentarum, you see Neverember, who's like now suddenly very happy. He's just like, what?
You see, the Zentarum left him and a lot of people to die in the city. So, like, Mishka doesn't really care for the Zentarum anymore, So, like, any way that he can help you guys take them down, Mishka.
He's already told us the location of a sparsely guarded Zentarum teleportation circle in this city. He's willing to give you more information like that so that you and your guards can start wiping stuff like that out.
They have a teleportation circle here in the city. And Mishka says, yes, they do. Where is it? It is in the Blue Lake district. I can tell you, I can draw you a map. It's a small little hovel. They only keep a couple of guards there. And Neverember looks at him, looks at you. Do you trust him?
We do.
And he calls, Naren. You see one of the guards pop his head in. Yes, sir. Come here. Take this Mishka to the guard post. Keep an eye on him. He has information we need. Find Captain, what's his face, and give him the information. And we're gonna verify this information. Mishka, I'm gonna take you to the cells. If your information checks out, we'll release you and we'll consider you an advisor. If it's a trap, we'll deal with you as the Zentarum that you are. And Mishka kind of, very well. I can't promise they won't be expecting you, but there should only be a couple of them there, and you'll find the teleportation circle. And he kind of looks at the rest of you. Thank you for believing in me. Perhaps our paths will cross again sometime. Come visit me if you need any more information. Apparently, I will have a room here for a time.
Yeah, make us proud, Mishka.
Indeed, I will. And he looks at the guard. Shall we? And the guard just kind of like, he looks at you all, and he looks at this guy, and he looks at Neverember, kind of like, really? Neverember's like, yes. This is, if what he says is true, we need to put a clamp on that as soon as possible. Mishka, if your information is reliable, I'll have a lot of use for you. Very well. Can I? And he looks at the desk. Can I have a sip of your drink first? If I'm going to be in the cell, I could use a drink. And Neverember kind of looks at him and laughs a little bit, pours him a small glass, lets him have it. Mishka drinks it down. Oh, that is a good one. Neverember kind of like cocks his eyebrow. Well, of course it is. And then he takes him out of the room, and Mishka heads down.
Once Mishka is out of the room, Nix is just gonna pop their head around ma'am and just say, yeah, Mishka and a bunch of them were trapped in a bar, so they've been drinking since they got trapped in Port Llast.
Makes sense. So they somehow got trapped by the giants there, and well, we can discuss that later. So Port Llast is freed. What's the state of the town?
Well, better. So there's the and the majority
Not many
of
survivors.
not many survivors. There was a lot of destruction. There's very few buildings really left, except for the tavern and a couple of buildings that I guess the giants were using to keep people in. But the thing is, they were raiding the town, so they had a huge chest of like all the merchants' gold and valuables, and so we left all the gold for the town to start rebuilding. And where's put his name? Put his name somewhere.
Roy
Roy
And
Roy.
Herschel.
and Herschel.
Roy and Herschel are the ones that are gonna basically be leaders in this interim time.
Very well. Is it
We left them all the gold that the giants had procured. Figured it could be used for repairs, but they're probably gonna need, folks who know what they're doing down there to help.
Of course. I mean, if the frost giants are dealt with, then our siege is over. Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
no
the ones for Port Llast is over.
That's fair. What of the blockade? What of their ships? Did anybody get away? Was the ship still going to be a nuisance? Can we start sending supplies?
Well, their ship is still there. It will be a nuisance because you need giants to move it. But there's no giants left. So I don't know if you like.
See, but it's not going to be stacking any more ships then if there's no giants to run it.
No.
Right.
Good.
Could even be repurposed. Floating restaurants are real big out here.
Like it. That's interesting.
Like a cruise ship.
He's like, it's a good idea. Floating restaurant. I like it.
Or housing for people for vacation.
Yeah, housing's good too.
Housing and restaurants. I mean, that place is so big. You guys didn't even get to go down into the trap. Also, there was a lot of people that were trapped down there. We got them. And there is also a friendly giant. Well,
a friendly giant.
Harshnag.
Yes, you might say a big friendly giant.
You met the Kinslayer?
As he was also captured with all of the people that we released from the under depths of the ship. So if that tells you how much space is in there.
Wait, you know of Harshnag?
I know of him, yes. It's rare when giants turn on their own. His name is known in some circles.
Well, yeah, real nice guy.
Excellent. It's good to get confirmation of that.
We were gonna try to bring him with us, but the spell that Ma'am knows to shrink him down only lasts for a minute, and I figured you wanted to keep your castle intact.
I appreciate that. Yes.
Yeah, figured you didn't need a frost giant running around in the middle of the street either.
No, especially not at this particular moment. That could cause some panic.
Yeah, it's something to maybe work towards, but definitely not the time right now.
Not the time at all.
Well, the people will be happy to know that the siege is over, if indeed it's true.
Well,
it has been rough.
Again, I'm glad you're sitting. It's over in terms of Port Llast. In terms of like the scope of it all, Harshnag gave us some information as well as like whatever Mishka could give us from what they overheard. But
Okay.
The so we had the frost giants that were like in Port Llast doing the raid thing. We had the fire giants with the Dawn Titan and the dwarf thing that we took care of. The cloud giants are currently gathering weapons and supplies in their castle in the sky, floating around. The stone giants are oddly quiet. And Harshnag put the emphasis on oddly quiet. Storm giants are amassing armies. And then the hill giants are in Wemford and Belliard.
Wemford, huh? Well, they can keep that. Hopefully they're doing some destruction there.
Yeah. Also, what is this that we heard that the Lord Alliance killed the giant queen?
Yeah, there's some nasty rumors going around.
Who told you that?
Well,
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
Harshnag said that was the rumor. He didn't say he believed it.
That's good. That is information we're trying to keep quiet. First, let me confirm we did not kill Queen Neri. We had been meeting with her secretly for some time. Not many of the giants have any interest in working with us. Most of them are extremely prejudiced against what they call the small folk. But Queen Neri reached out to us a few months ago looking to build an alliance. We've been meeting with her, trying to find ways to bring our peoples together. And we suddenly stopped hearing from her. We went to a meeting we were supposed to have with her, and she wasn't there. And then, shortly after, the war with the giants became well known. I was not aware we were being blamed for what happened to her.
yes.
If that's the way the giants see it, then it's no wonder we're at war.
Yeah, and do you know about her husband, the king,
Hecaton? I don't.
He didn't believe the rumors either. So he went looking, but then he went missing.
Interesting.
That's actually kind of our next big thing, is to try and find it. If anyone can put an end to this.
Sure. I mean, I have wizards with divination magic. I can reach out to the Moonstone, see if they can help find him.
Here's the thing. We both say that. Here's the thing. And Nick kind of just looks up at me. I'm like, what should we tell him?
We've got resources too. I don't think they're gonna find anything we didn't find.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I appreciate your offer.
Magic is not working, perhaps. Okay. All right.
It would seem not.
we know that he's not dead,
Yes.
but
That's something.
there seems to be something blocking finding any place that is even around him.
Interesting.
I'm sure you're aware that there are, a multitude of ways to block such a spell or
Sure,
scry.
yeah. Sure.
So we're not sure what it could be, but
I mean, certainly there are trinkets that can stop some divination, but to stop a high-level magic user from finding someone, it would take some real power.
yeah.
Are the high level magic users more powerful than a dragon?
Depends on the dragon, I guess. And he kind of looks at you again, like, have you been speaking with Cloggly again?
Yeah, I mean, we just had to, we're worried
Careful with
about
her.
Evan death.
Listen,
I
We're
listen,
cool.
listen. Claudia,
Well,
no, it was the last one to know about Eben death and like the last one that was quote unquote. I mean, not really friends with him, but like close enough that he told stuff to her. So we were trying to see if she knew where his phylactery was. She doesn't. She doesn't. But she's super powerful, and that's how she found out that he's even alive to begin with. Because she scried and couldn't find him, and tried, and then couldn't find him, and then did the last thing she knew what to do, and then said, "Well, at least he's alive," and that was about it.
okay. Assuming you believe her, then I don't think there's much I can add to that.
Well, she could help us get rid of Eben Death.
Yeah.
So you said.
I mean, oh right, you weren't awake during that time. Um,
Hey, here's another thing. We did find out, who wrecked Fandolin and Lylan.
You did. Who was it?
Yeah, it was at the order of Uthor, Hecaton's brother.
For what reason?
He claimed that we tried to assassinate him.
Assassinate him?
You might notice a trend here. He's been trying to stir the pot.
This Uthor? So did he take? So he must have taken. He must be king now.
no.
Not quite.
No.
I get lost a little bit in the politics of it all, but what is it? He's got Hecaton's daughter.
Yeah, Hecaton's daughter's on the throne. And even Harshnag was a little confused why Uther didn't just take the throne. So he's even sketched out by it.
Which daughter has taken the throne?
Oh shit, which daughter took the throne? Can I roll?
I don't
Where
think
we
you guys talk about that.
I remember I think we said hang on. Hang on. Pause. I know we said one of the daughters, and we were like, I know that Harshnag was surprised by the daughter.
I don't think I even figure out if I have their names written down. Well, yeah, I don't believe he mentioned which daughter it was. Okay.
Can I make a roll to see if I remember? I thought we talked about.
Yes, you can. Let's do that.
Yeah,
That
let's
sounds
do that
good.
instead.
All right. So let's go with history.
Yes.
Where's Where's my request? There it is. Okay, so next, let's get a history roll.
Mim
There
will
we
help.
go.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
You're both
All
going
right.
to try to remember. All right. So
Are we both trying
advantage.
separately or advantage? Okay.
Well, it depends. It's up to. Okay, very good. That's good.
18. All
Yes.
right.
So you do remember Harshnag mentioning the name Sarissa. So you mentioned
I
it's
think it like
Sarissa.
started
Yeah.
with an S or something.
It's
Sir.
I thought I called her sir at one time. I thought he was literally saying sir Ista, but it's Sarista. It's one word.
Sarissa. Interesting. The youngest daughter.
Oh, I didn't realize she was the youngest.
Interesting. Well, that could be good for us. Sarissa always had her mother's temperament. If
Oh.
she's currently ruling, that could be a good thing for you. Her older sisters are less tolerant of small folk, I would say. This could be good.
Okay, but the thing is, isn't it weird? It's weird, right? That the youngest got put onto the throne, that the eldest sisters are not fighting for it, or so we've heard, and that Uther is also not fighting for it. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I'm not like a very political person, and I know I haven't been around the material plane that long, but even like the stories that I've heard or like the fairy tales I've read have like, you know, there's a lot of jealousy and fighting for the throne and da 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 da
Indeed.
da.
I would be interested to know how Sarissa was the one that came to power. Again, this would be good, I think, in the long run, but it doesn't make sense.
Right?
I would think either Uthor would seize control if he's behind all of this,
Right.
or if he's not, that he would back the eldest daughter. I don't know why he would back the youngest.
Right. That's why Harshnag thinks that's really weird. And yet he's also heading up to Allfather. Where
He's
was
heading
he
to
heading?
the Eye of the Allfather.
Eye of the Allfather. Sorry.
Eye of the what? I don't. What is that?
I forget that you haven't spent as much time with giants as we have. Okay, so the Eye of the Allfather, and then Nyx just boils it down to
Very
like
good. Yeah.
just like
Well, that could be very helpful to have information like that.
Yeah, remember how we said our next thing is gonna be to figure out where Hecton is?
Yes. Are you two headed to this oracle?
That's
well,
the plan.
The thing is that this oracle, you can only make the pilgrimage once, and you have to have a giant's touch. So it's gonna be tricky, but we're hoping we can all work together to figure it out.
Okay. All right. Well, this is good. And you'll let us know what you find.
Of course. Um, we'll try to be gentle about the delivery if we find something bad, but it's there's a lot going on. And then Nyx just pulls out one of the chairs and just flops down onto it.
There is indeed a lot going on. I appreciate what you've done here for Neverwinter, defeating these giants at Port Llast. As soon as we can verify that there aren't any more giants left in the area, I can send some crews to help Port Llast. I can send some crews by boat. That way we can get there fairly quickly.
Yes.
I can start sending. Obviously, if the blockade is down, we can send supplies up to Luskin as well.
I think
But
we took
it
care of
sounds
the
more
blockade,
importantly
too.
that Port Llast, if there's still people there, we'll make sure we get some supplies in. perhaps stop in there on the way to Luskin, deliver some much needed supplies.
Table
Again,
talk.
thank you.
Table talk. You keep talking about the blockade. Was there another section of road that we didn't take care of? Or I thought we went
No.
up the road.
It
Okay,
was the
okay.
naval blockade. Yeah, it was the
Oh,
giants.
it
It
was
was
okay,
the
okay.
frost giants were stopping any trade from going
Ooh,
any farther north.
got it. Because I know we went by Platteville, so I was like, I thought we took care of everything.
It's why you couldn't go by boat.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean,
And
you could have,
now,
but you probably would have gotten a naval fight.
yeah, and I don't think we're ready for
Right. Well,
it.
obviously, we have rooms here for you if you're staying. If not, is there anything can I help in any way? Anything you need from me or my people?
Stay safe.
We're trying, and we're doing well, in part thanks to you.
Um, are the shops is Agatha? Have you heard anything about like Agatha in particular?
I guess
And
is this a friend of yours?
yeah, I made some friends down in the shops. There's the lady with the bangles, and then there's Agatha in apothecary, and she's been really nice to us. And I haven't had time to. I should go down. I should go down. Is that district
You can,
okay?
no, it really isn't.
Oh,
Most of the shops have closed up. When the war came through, most supplies were purchased up very quickly. There was small apothecary shop. I think I don't know the name. I don't. There's a lot of shops, but most of the armorers were brought here to the castle to help with the war effort to create, use our forges. Same thing. If there was someone, with an apothecary, we might have brought them here to the castle to create potions for the for the nation. I can check my rosters to see. Agatha, did you say the name was?
Agatha, or she ran Agatha's apothecary. I think it was Agatha.
Okay. Yeah, I can check my rosters to see if she's someone we brought here into the castle. Um, you're welcome to check the Tower District. That's where most of the shops were, but last I knew, most of them had closed up and either left town or had been folded here into the castle for safety.
Can you check your roster?
Yes. He kind of gets up and he walks over to his other desk and he opens a couple of drawers and he pulls out this big, it's got these 3 giant metal rings on it. You can see there's holes punched where he can flip the
Very nice.
3-ring binder going on. He's going through and he's looking and he kind of looks over at you and then he pulls some spectacles out of his pocket. Let's see. Potions, is she a brewer of potions?
Yes, she brewed potions.
Oh,
yes.
all right, potion makers. Let's see. Aethor, Agatha. Yes. Yes, we do have an Agatha. She's working down in the laboratory. Last I knew, and she does have a room here in the castle as well. So if it's the same person, she is here in the castle.
Very nice.
It's early enough. She may already be at the laboratory.
And the lab is on what level?
The lab is on the first floor. It's next. It's just a few doors down from the kitchen.
Got it. Got it. Oh, got it. All right. I looked at everybody else. If if it's okay, I really want to go talk to and you see
Yeah.
Nick's getting
Nick.
really twitchy.
Of course. Let's go.
Okay. Thank you, Neverwinter. And Nick's just bolts out the door.
Awesome.
We'll
Okay.
see you, Neverember. Thanks for the help.
Yeah. No. Thank you. And send word if there's anything we can help with. We'll do what we can. Very good. And he stands up as you kind of leave. Right. So, assuming that you're headed down towards the kitchen,
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So you make your way down. You know where the kitchens are. So you make your way down. And then once you find the kitchens, it's a very short walk down to what you assume to be the laboratory. And you open the door, and like you're immediately met with Agatha. She's like standing behind this counter. You can see she's got like glass bottles going, and she's talking to someone. And you come to realize that you recognize the person that she's talking to. It's a red-headed Eladrin elf. Um, named
Wait. Is it? Hang on. I gotta see the picture.
Oh, do I even have it? I might.
I thought you had the picture, maybe. Hang on. Red-headed.
Oh, I do. I do have a picture. Oh, that's not it. Shit. I have a token. I don't have a picture to show you, but I have a token. But you immediately recognize Master Velastra from the monastery. And as you kind of walk in, Agatha looks up first. Yeah, we'll be right. Oh, Nix! And as soon as she says the word, you see the Eladrin, her head perks up, and she just gets this big smile on her face. Oh, it is Nix.
How did you get into the material plane?
Well, we used the passageway.
You used the. Oh right, you were coming to help. Oh my God.
Yes. We waited for you for a short time at the tree. There was some nastiness going on there. We took care of it, but we did not know where to go after that when we did not see you. So
I'm so sorry.
We got in touch. We got in touch with the Enclave, and Agatha says she needed help here, so here I am.
Nick just gives a big hug. It's like, I'm so sorry. We heard about the giants and we just kind of had to run.
Oh, no. Don't you worry, darling. I'm sure you had very important things to take care of.
So wait, the grandfather tree's okay? There's no trouble there anymore?
Oh, yes, we took care of it. There were some nasty creatures coming up from below. But we figured out there was some sort of portal that had been left open. We closed it. It's fine.
Thank you.
Of course.
So I can check that off my list, right?
Yes.
Okay. Grandfather tree taken care of. Thank you, Velastra, the monastery. Oh my lord. Oh. So this is just like in between them both, like hugging them, and then just and then just kind of peeks their head around to see if there's anybody else in the lab right now.
You can see there's a couple of other Eladrin elves, but they're like working over on the side. They don't seem like they're paying much attention to your conversation.
Okay. So Nyx goes really hush hush and then goes, okay, so I don't know if you've been informed about everything that was happening at the monastery, because I know that's why you sent me there in the first place. To Agatha.
Yeah, and Agatha looks over at Velastra. Oh, yes, dear, yes. Velastra has filled me in with what has happened. I can't thank you enough. The Emerald Enclave is very happy of what you've done. And she looks over at Velastra. She says, it is worthy, yes, it is And Velastra, oh yes. And so she turns back to Agatha. Oh shit, here we go. I want to let you know that we have spoken with some of the leaders of the Enclave, and they have agreed that you have reached a Summer Strider status with us. It is very important. So, if you meet others, they will know of your status, and they will help you if needed.
Oh, thank you. There's so much going on, and Nyx like tries not to cry, just like.
And Agatha like takes you into a big hug, and she's, oh, there,
Oh.
dear, there. It is okay. The world is always in turmoil, dear.
I know. It's just, uh, and Nick makes sure that the other one has it, and the others haven't turned around to look at them. And then,
And they're still very, very wrapped up in what they're doing.
okay. And then Nick's in a very hushed voice while trying to like help prepare like the herbs and stuff that they're working on the potions. As they're working on potions, just like in a very hushed voice, talks about the Dawn Titan, the issues that's happened with the giants, the clearing Port Llast, the harsh stag, the Lord's Alliance being blamed for what happened to Queen Mary, the like like just in a very hushed voice talking about all of it. And then that we found somebody that is turning against the Zentarum and will be giving information as an insider. I don't give.
Yeah, she takes all that in, and she's just she's a little overwhelmed with all that information. But she's that's amazing. I'll have to relay some of this to the leaders, but fascinating information here for sure. Having an insider in the Zentarum is unheard of the information that they must have. I can't even imagine. I would not even know where to start. This issue with the giants is, it's causing hardships in many places. If there's some way for you to end this war, for sure, if there's some way that we can help, I can possibly teleport you, if that would be helpful. We can use the tree.
We can use the tree.
Yes, we have the earth magic. We can have one of our people that can take you through the trees, anywhere where the trees live.
This just like looks in awe.
Are there any trees closer to the Ivy Allfather than Everlund?
I think we would need to know the trees there, right? Well, that's a big question. Hang on.
I don't know if there's a cartographer anywhere that might.
Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. I mean, we definitely take teleporting. We were gonna go to Everlund because Varnock wants to talk to us there. I guess there's some more information that he has too. Um, and then we were gonna go to the Eye of the Allfather.
Eye of the Allfather. What is this?
I keep forgetting that people haven't spent as much time with giants as we have. And then Nyx gives the condensed version, just like
Yep.
they gave.
Oh, that's very helpful. You could learn much.
Well, the thing is, like, we're trying to find King Hecaton because Claudia Marta says that he's still alive, but even she can't see where he is, like scrying nothing. So like, so he's alive, but we don't know where he is. But he's like the only one that could really end this if he came and his brother's like stirring all this shit up. And like it's still like a very hushed conversation happening.
And you can see Agatha. She's like, okay. Did you say Cloggy Leomater?
Did we not talk about that?
You've spoken with Cloggy Leomater.
Well, not just spoken. She helped us
Old
defeat
Mama.
Neverwinter.
Claudia, wait, what? What did she just say? Claudia Martyr.
Old Gnawbone.
Old Gnawbone?
Old Gnawbone. Yes, that's the name she's been known as for some time.
What?
How be wary of that one.
Well, we are. So far, you know, she's been very helpful. She
I'm
helped us
sure she
defeat
has.
she helped us defeat Evandeth the first time.
Okay.
She's
She's
she
a
she
she's a devious one, that Cloggly. But she's known to be a friend to the land, but rarely is she friend to mankind. And I know you're not human, any of you, but still, be wary of that one.
I think she's trying. She sees a lot. She has these like little.
Yes,
Never.
she does, dear.
She has the ways to see around the world. It was creepy, and cool. And I don't really know magic that well. So she. I'm just still reeling from old Gnawbone.
Ask her how she got that nickname.
Okay, I guess I am. Okay. Um,
Sorry.
you're okay. You're okay. Um, well, like she can see a lot, and then she was warning us that you know there's a lot of possibilities of well, you know how weird the Feywild is. There's a lot of weird like a lot of future possibilities, tracks, if you will, that our world could go on. And I guess she doesn't like many of them because it means like destruction and not so great things for Earth and their material plane.
That I believe.
And so
Yes.
she's just, trying to get the best possible outcome. Whether that means it's the best possible outcome for her is a question we ourselves have had in the past. But,
It's a question you don't need to ask, dear.
yeah.
She angles for what's good for her. And if what's good for you is good for her, then that works out. Just know that if you're ever in a timeline she doesn't want, it's probably you who will be removed from it. Just be careful. Just be careful with that one.
Just be careful, got it.
We've dealt with her in the past, and we've had good experiences and other experiences. She can do good things, but just know that she's in it for her. Just know that.
Got it.
At least as far as we know. Listen to me talk like I know Trakens personally. I'm sorry. We fear her greatly. We and for good reason. And I worry about you. Be careful.
Has anybody heard about Llama yet?
The Hamaruntos? Is she back in the world?
Well, she was around, and I think she went invisible, but she left after. Well, she was alive, but uh, she's alive after Evan took her over. But then she ran away, and then I don't know if anybody's heard from her since then.
No, we have not heard from her in a long time. The Scaly Eyes were someone that we used to talk with, but when the Hamaruntos disappeared from the world, we didn't hear from them either. We feared she had died, but I guess you've seen her. That's good. I hope she's all right.
Me too.
Ooh, sorry, I'm making that note.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
No one has heard from Mama. Okay.
Well, the Emerald Enclave hasn't been.
The Emerald Enclave.
Yep.
Emerald Enclave. And then hang on. Master Zyla. Has Master Zyla come back?
Shit, what was he doing?
Yeah, that's exactly. Hang on. Where did Master Zyla go? Master Zyla? Master Zyla!
Paging Master Zyla.
Bueller.
Let's see. Let's get the old DM brain going and see where the fuck Master Zyla's been. Oh yeah, Master Zyla. Yeah, he's around. Why do you ask?
Well, no, I know he went. I know he had his mission after. Maybe he was the one trying to find Llama. I forget. Hang on. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I'm trying to like look back at the very beginning where like all the Feywild stuff was.
Well, he didn't
So
go with you
crazy.
to the Feywild, so
I know that's why
what
like
did he do instead?
hmm,
Didn't
well,
he? Did he leave right after the Battle of Lylan?
I thought so. I thought he was going after Llama because he saw, you know what I mean?
So you saw Master Zyla at the banquet, at the the gala. He's the one
Oh,
who
okay.
officially invited Nyx into the Emerald
The Emerald Enclave. Yeah.
But I don't believe you've seen him since. So, Agatha knows of Master Zyla, obviously. But so the Emerald Enclave isn't like the Harpers or the Lord's Alliance.
Yeah.
They're more, earthy. So they're not like, they don't have quite the spy network that the other groups do. So they're not necessarily always in constant contact, is what I'll say. So Agatha knows of Master Zyla. Knows he's, last she heard from him, he's fine. But
Okay.
she doesn't know exactly where he is or what he might be up to. We'll go with that.
It's like all of these things that I'm like looking back on. Like I
No,
haven't.
I do. I remember.
What?
He made friends with shit. Oh, he made friends with the other guy. Oh, I remember now.
He made friends with.
He made friends with. Oh shoot! What is his name?
It was the dwarf, right?
No, they had something in common. Remember?
The tiger.
Yes.
Wait.
What is his name? Shit.
Was it the one that Tori played?
Nope. It was someone you met a long time ago that came to help. Shit, what is his name?
Where's my old book? Hang on. Was it part of?
It was the group from Coneyberry.
The group from the rats, the were rats.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yes, that's right. He made friends. Yep.
Hang on. I have my old book. I know exactly where my old book is. Hang on. And like the were rats are like one of these things where it's just like hanging. Where'd it go? I know I had like a the Whiskers. The Traegar was the leader. And then
Traegar! There it is. Thank
Traegar.
you.
There we go.
All right, yes. So Master Zyla went with Traegar to help set up trade in Coneyberry. So who knows where he might have ended up after that. But
Okay.
yes, he made fast
Coneyberry.
friends with Traegar in the Were Rats because he's a were tiger.
Traegar. Whiskers. I'm making that note because. All right. And Coneyberry last. Exciting. Coneyberry.
I gotta run to the restroom again real quick.
Cool. Sorry. I know this was a lot of like catching up and talking to people, but I feel like once that we're here, we should catch up, right?
All right.
Okay. Is there anything while we're here that I need to give more information on?
That is an excellent question. I feel like the answer should be yes. And
Well, I mean, I told them that that there's now an insider of the Zentarum.
yes. Yes.
So I feel like they could get in contact with them. Yeah, eventually.
Yes. Yes. So you all are really the only interactions between these factions.
Yeah.
The fact that Mishka is in Neverember's hands kind of
Oh.
means that this information is now in the hands of the Lord's Alliance.
Oh shit. Okay.
Not that that's a bad thing, but the Lord's Alliance isn't necessarily going to share information with other factions. But they will almost definitely share information with you.
Mm-hmm.
Could then share information. But
sure.
Agatha's not going to go up to Lord Neverember and be like, "Hey, I'm with the Emerald Enclave. What can you tell me about the Zentarum?" Like that's not going to happen. And she also would not want you to spill the beans on her being part of the
Emerald Enclave
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that they're enemies by any means, but they're factions for a reason. Their goals don't always align.
Okay. So then I do talk about the giants and that King Uther is the king's brother Uther is claiming that he had an assassination attempt on him, that they're blaming the Lord's Alliance for Queen Mary, that King Hecaton, well, we did talk about that, and that I talked to Claudia about that. And then that Starissa is on the throne, but that's even weird to Harshnag. Sarissa. Thank you. I could spell that correctly now.
I forget. That's helpful.
Sarissa is on the throne, and that even Harshnag thinks that that's weird, and that yes, we met Harshnag, and Port Llast is trying to rebuild. So if there's any people that would want to go to Port Llast to help rebuild, the blockade is gone. There's a giant ship. There's a that's empty. There's a there's a bunch of um and that and that is waiting to be rebuilt and waiting for supplies, and that Neverember is already in the process of sending people to check it out. So to begin sending people to help rebuild, but that maybe they want to send a couple people of their own in there just to check things out for themselves. Kind of,
Yeah, and she's kind of like nodding. You could tell she's kind of like she's totally like taking this all in. And she turns to Velastra and she's like, Velastra, we'll need to talk this over. I've not a head for strategy like you have. Thank you, Nix.
there's another thing.
The only thing there's more.
The insider for the Zentarum was left there to die with a group of them. So they've all like turned and they're all loyal to this one particular guy, Mishka. He's currently in a jail cell. But as soon as I get more information, I'll keep like feeding it to you guys. The things that he told us was that there are sleeper cells in every city, that there are teleportation circles in many cities. That their ink tattoos are specific arcane ink setters. They're not just spell rat tattoos. They're like very, very special that can like redo once a day. And they can go from blessed to haste to greater invisibility, and then apparently that's even above his head about how much power goes above that.
Interesting. We've heard of these ink setters. It is a new skill that has been introduced that I'm aware of. It sounds like the Zentarum have gotten their hands on some of these. That's a problem. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot to think about.
Also, do you know how we could get into the storm diet, Maelstrom? Like, do you know any?
Maelstrom.
Like, do you know if we could get a black conch from any of them? Do you know if there's anyone willing to work with us to get us in there?
Well, of all the giants, the cloud giants perhaps would be the most willing to work with you. I think they're overall they're good creatures. Baldir might be able to help you. He has some sort of relationship with one of the cloud giants. I'm not exactly sure what kind of relationship.
Okay.
But he might be able to help you. Perhaps talk with him. He might be able to get in touch with Countess Sensori, I think is the cloud giant that he consorts with.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do I know where Valdir is? Do I remember
Valdir? Valdir, he likes it. He likes it cold. He actually spends most of his time in Lurkwood, but he used to go through Silvery Moon sometimes. Rivermoot is a very small village that he sometimes visits and gets supplies from there. You could maybe start there, or just search for him within Lurkwood itself.
How is Lurkwood? I remember that Lurkwood was kind of having a go of it the last time we talked.
Um, Liquid is okay. Um, there are superstitions that keep most people out. But there are elves there, as well as many manner of creature. It borders on the spine of the world, so some creatures, if they get across the spine, will come down into Lurkwood and find it pleasant compared to where they're from. So we've found many creatures in there, but it's quiet. It's a place where humans don't generally go. There's nothing there other than the wilderness. So many of our kind enjoy it. It's quiet. Baldir spends a good amount of time there, but he would know most. He might be able to get you in touch with these cloud giants. So you can go straight to Lurkwood, or try Shining White or Rivermoot. They might be able to give you directions if he's been anywhere near there. Lurkwood. White Rivermoot. Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Baldir. That sounds like a really familiar name.
I don't know if you play
Baldir.
the game I play, but he's a
Oh,
character.
okay. I was like, that sounds like a really. I was like, wait.
I
Okay.
mean, there's Baldur's
Uh,
Gate. That might be what you're thinking of.
yeah,
It's not
maybe.
spelled the same.
But there's also I was thinking like one of the people that from the Silver Servants. I thought was
Oh no, I don't think so.
uh, okay.
Maybe
So River Moot, Shining White, Shining White. Okay,
they're both small, like town/outposts on the edge of Lurkwood.
got it. Okay, so I'll have to look at the map to see if that's even
Yep.
okay. And then so we talked about the Eye of the Allfather. We talked about giants. We talked about Zindorum. We talked about the Maelstrom. Oh, I'll show them the rubbing of the river and the mountains with the trees and everything that was from the Mams thing.
Yeah.
Um, so there's this like kind of side quest, if you will. Where Ma'am and I are close, and we've been trying to help her and her people, and this was a part of we found this as at a part of a site, and I don't know. We've been trying to see if anybody recognizes this mountain and or rivers, and particularly, and maybe if you know the trees. And man, sorry, Nick's just kind of lays it out for them to like look at their to look at the rubbing.
Yeah, so she kind of takes a look at it, and she's from the Neverwinter area, so she knows Neverwinter wood mostly. She's kind of thinking of Gauntlgrim and the Spine of the World, and maybe even the Sword Mountains, but they don't really have rivers flowing through them. She's like Gauntlgrim kind of has that the Neverwinter River that runs through from Gauntlgrim, but there's no real single peak that looks like this, and certainly no marshy land. The Sword Mountains, but there's no river. But they do have, the Mirror of Dead Men is there. Perhaps maybe if there's a dry riverbed, maybe there used to be a river
Yeah,
there,
river.
but I don't. But she's like, I can't think of any single peak in the Sword Mountains like that. And so she's like maybe farther west.
Farther west. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
And then I look at Velastra.
or east. Sorry, maybe farther east.
Farther east.
Yeah. And Velastra looks at it and she says, there are many peaks like this in the Feywild, but I don't know. The geography is different there. I can't.
Yeah.
Do you know
Okay.
anything else about it, sir?
What do I know about it? Thanks. Let me take through my book. Hang on. Um, it's about 1 second. So we were in Gauntlgrim, and we found this area where they were archaeological. They were doing a lot of digging. And there was something about the Lexodons and the story of the Lexodons and how they left the planets, and the amulet that was hiding, and then something about worm fair,
Good, good.
and like the dragon's fear, and that it's like it's a maze. It's a maze. Like it looked like a maze on the wall.
Oh, maze. Gotcha. And she,
It
she kind
wasn't.
of looks at it and, um, Zalastra kind of looks at it and they're both, Zalastra says, I can relate to the story, of coming to a strange land, but neither one of them really know anything about
Yeah.
Loxodon or giant history.
Okay. Well, I thought that's okay. I thought if they were like knew the trees or something, but that's
But
not.
keep
That's
asking. There's
yeah.
definitely an NPC somewhere out there that knows something about something.
I know. That's why I was like, how does the try them? But okay. So, um, well, thank you. We're just that's kind of like a once we settle this, but we gotta find King Hecate. Um, that's sort of what I have for now. Thank you for all the updates. Is there anything I should keep a lookout on? And then also, what does Summer Strider mean? I mean, it sounds super important, but I kind of forget what the Summer Strider means.
I don't know that I've ever outlined exactly what it means, but all of these factions have like ranks, I guess.
Yeah.
And so when you first join, you have like the rookie rank, and then as you gain more prestige within the guild, you
Mm.
can go up in rank. And then with those rank ups come, certain perks where the first rank for you in the Emerald Enclave was the Spring Warden. And so now you're a Summer Strider, which basically means that rather than people looking to you to help them, like now people in your guild will actively try to help you.
Okay.
And the higher up in the guild, you kind of get more perks, you get more abilities to ask things of them, or they offer up things or things like that.
Very nice. Um. So, is there anything else that Emerald Enclave are looking into? Anything that I could keep my eye out for?
And she says, this is a lot of information. We need to talk this over with some more people, and then we may have more to give you or ask of you. But for now, if you can find Baldir, tell him what you know and see if he can get you in touch with the Cloud Giants. We might be able to do something there. Cloud Giants have always kind of been, you know, not evil, I guess. And you haven't heard of them attacking anyone at this point, so
Right,
Agatha's
they were just
definitely yeah. Contact Baldir. He may be able to help get you in touch with the Cloud Giants and see if there's some way that you can help them, or they can help you, or we can kind of stop this that way. Or maybe just get a promise from them not to attack people. That would be great too.
that'd be great.
But, yeah, if you can find out what the Cloud Giants are planning and get back to us, that that would be amazing. So I guess she's giving you two specific kind of quests.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Find
I did give
Baldir.
them like the general, like what I knew, because it was like that the fire giants were going after the Dawn Titan, but that we blocked them off. That the frost giants were in Port Llast raiding,
Yes,
and that
very, yeah,
and
very
that the
high
last we
level. Yeah,
and that we did hear that like the storm giants were amassing armies. That we didn't really know what the stone giants were doing, and the cloud giants were gathering weapons, but mostly staying up in the cloud castle thing. Yeah.
yeah. So she wants you to find out like what kind of weapons the Cloud Giants are, and then like what do they plan to do with those weapons? Like what's their end game? They, are they going to use those weapons to wage war? Are they going to just hoard them to protect themselves? Like what?
Got it.
You can find
Okay.
out what their plans are.
Okay. Find out the plan. Got it. Cool. Well, with that, Nyx will bid adieu.
And they both
And
give you, very warm hugs on your way out.
very
No
big warm
handshakes for you.
hugs. Yes, no handshakes for me. I'm getting all the hugs.
All the hugs.
Would
All
Nyx
right.
have wanted that conversation to be like secret from the rest of the folk band?
For what?
Like the conversation you just had. Like if like was Nyx intending for the rest of the folk band to be present for that, or was that like
Not really.
okay.
Nyx was kind of like, I'm going to go see Agatha, and just went boom, like, like I'm gonna go see my friend. Uh, Nyx would probably divulge, like once we're in a group back together, we'll probably divulge most of that, but probably
Okay.
not all of that conversation.
I just wanted to know what. Yeah, cool, perfect.
So once Nyx is back with the group, so I'm gonna go try to find the rest of the group.
Sure, and you all said that you would meet up at, the
Teleporter.
yeah, that.
Yeah. Hi guys. Right. Sorry. That was a longer conversation. Guess who we kind of forgot at the grandfather tree?
We
The
kind of
monks.
forgot about that whole thing, didn't we?
Yeah, we forgot Velastra and like a lot of the monks and elves of the Feywild. They came to help us, and we kind of left them there. So they stayed there for a little bit and took care of the grandfather tree problem. So we don't have to worry about the grandfather tree anymore. It's fine. There was this like weird portal. There was this weird portal with creatures crawling out of it, but they closed it and they took care of the creatures. So that's fine. Weird, but fine.
Oh.
And then and so Velastra is there. Everything's going good. Master Zyla is with the whiskers trying to the Coneyberry. Something about Coneyberry.
Yep, rebuilding. Helping.
Rebuilding Coneyberry, helping them. I think it'd be weird. They called Claudia Martyr Old Gnawbone. And then asked me to ask her how she got that nickname. I feel like she would actually take my head off if I asked that question. Is that what you feel like?
I'll ask.
Okay, you'll ask for me.
I got going.
They said that cloud giants are normally the nicest. And that there's this guy named Baldir who may or may not have a relationship, and they don't know what kind of has a relationship, but they don't know what kind of relationship with a cloud giant. But he's at like the spine of the world or near the spine of the world. He could be in Lurkwood, he could be in River Moot, or he could be in Shining White.
All right.
That took a long time to answer. Um, um, oh, we should bring you guys to your factions, because they raised me a rank. I'm now a summer strider.
Oh. Well, congratulations, Summer Strider.
Thank you. Uh, let's see. Sorry, I was trying to see if there was anything. Oh, there's people that could teleport through trees.
Through like
Like they touch a tree and then they know a tree and they show up at where that other tree is. They even said that they could help us to teleport, but I said that we were going to go to Everlund.
I mean, we've done that before.
We did that before.
Yeah, the druids took us from Clugly and Matter's place back to Lila.
Yep.
yeah, we've done that before. Yeah, oh yeah.
We totally did that before. I forgot that we did that. Do we have?
I may have taken some DM liberties with that spell, by the way. I just looked it up, and apparently it's supposed to be limited to 500 feet, not like across the world.
Whoops.
So,
okay.
But the Emerald Enclave has,
Powers.
special.
Special. They're really one with the world.
Yeah. and it was a group of druids at Clogula Matter's place, so they all pooled their 500 feet together when they all cast this as a
to make
ritual.
the number of miles that it would take.
They went from one tree to 500 feet away to another 500. Like they just chained it together and then all went back.
Right. Yeah, it's a linking thing. It's
Oh Lord have mercy.
something.
Okay. Oh, and then they don't really know the mountain range. I keep showing people the picture, but they don't recognize the mountain. So they said that it might be further east. But they did say that this is the most important, and that the cloud giants would be the most tolerant of us.
Most receptive, maybe, to
most receptive to a chat.
Would Nyx maybe share what Velastra said about it perhaps being like a river that had run dry?
Oh yes. So she said that it might have been a river that ran dry, might have got blocked. It might have I mean, they don't really recognize like a single peak like that. Although Velastra did say that there was like a ton of things that looked similar in the Feywild, but nothing that she recognizes here. But also the Feywild's really weird and like kind of takes liberties with its visual appearance.
Well, it is worth considering that this was quite a while ago that, Luxodon came over here, so can't rule out that it could very well be a river that no longer is there in the same way.
That's true.
Hmm.
But they said it could also be further east. So
All right.
there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
She wasn't much help.
She was, yeah, like they weren't like entirely sure. Maybe we need to, maybe we can find something at the Giants. Would the
Yeah.
Giants know? I mean, you were kind of, well, that's a little complicated.
Yeah, but no, you might be onto something.
Okay. Well, that's all I needed to do is just to catch up with Agatha and the Enclave, and like muttered under the breath, like, "And the Enclave." And so, did you need to check in? Did anybody else's?
Well, we'll check in with the Harpers when we head to Everland. So
Okay, are we going now? Or...
You ready? Anything else you want to do here where you're still in Neverwinter, right? Yeah, anything you want to do here? Want to see, talk to, go for, do?
we didn't want to need to see Salty for any reason, right? Like we already brought Tunzul to him, or whichever one we brought to him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then, unless we just want to say, "Hey, it's clear to head up north."
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get that message passed along to them.
Yeah,
They can be
but I don't
doing
think there's
supply runs and recovery and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just realizing, do we even have any reason to think that Salty's even in the city?
I don't know. I think I was remembering so far back to when we originally wanted to meet with him. There's just so many things happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
Literally
wrong.
yesterday in the game. Yeah,
Oh,
I say let's go to Everland.
let's do it. I'm
To
excited.
Everland.
All right.
Can Ma'am find someone to sell her a dagger real quick? I'm realizing
I've got two daggers.
Yeah, yeah. And it's here in the castle as well. Like all arms and armor and like potions and like all the leather works, all that has been brought into the castle. So you don't have to go far. You can,
Yeah, I literally just want something to be able to put my gems on for my spell.
I mean,
Give me 2 seconds to look at my.
is there like?
I'm honestly shocked.
Nick, is there like? Never had said most of the shops had closed and stuff like
that. Yeah.
Because one thing I had put in the back of my head was to kind of like sell off some treasure and stuff like that, but it doesn't sound like that's the kind of thing that we're going to be able to do in their current state.
Depending on what it is, Neverwinter would be interested in buying up any weapons, armor, any combat items that you would have. You would probably.
I've got the Mabarian ebony quarterstaff that does extra necrotic damage.
Yeah.
And I just, obviously I can't make any use of it. I don't know if I have any, other than Hex, I don't think I have any spells that do necrotic damage. What are you looking at?
Yeah, he would definitely buy that from you for 2 silver pieces. I'm laughing because that's I was just looking at the item because generally stores buy for half of what they're worth. And clearly I upscaled a regular quarterstaff to make this weapon because 2 silver pieces is a little ridiculous for a +1 magic quarterstaff that does extra damage. So
I don't think it is a +1 quarterstaff. I think it's just if you use it as a spellcasting focus.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's not much. That's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's really not.
Wow, it's literally just +1 to necrotic damage if they cast a necrotic spell.
If they cast a spell that does necrotic damage.
Wow, I didn't realize how pathetic that was. Yeah, okay. Clearly, I didn't make that weapon. Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
require attunement, so.
Yeah, let me. So I will start a little. I think there's. Can I do a store? Can I do a shop? Do a shop? Yeah, that's probably too much. Okay. So, well, here's what I'll do. This will make it easy, I think. So the party sheet just has bedrolls and a golden harp and gems. So why don't you put all the stuff you want to sell back into the party sheet?
Can I move all of the? Can I move all of the? The thing.
I have a long sword in my friggin'
The gems to me.
bag of holding for some reason. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that.
So, so like the gold ring set, like he wouldn't buy that because it's not like a military item right now, and like,
yeah,
he's not a private collector, so he wouldn't take the gold ring set with moonstones. But he would definitely, he'd take the long sword, he'd take the ebony quarterstaff. Anything else that you have like that?
Because
he said, he says, if you have like art items or gemstones, things like that, he's like Waterdeep. That's the best place. I mean, that's a metropolis, so they're not.
Yeah, and I had kind of
under
written that up,
siege.
but then when you said that everything had been brought into the castle, I didn't know if it was like
Stores in the castle.
Like the home base gets moved to a different place in the video game, and like everything still functions the same, but it's all
right. Yeah, no. It's just you can get weapons, armor, some potions.
How are we doing on healing potions?
Yeah. Oh, actually, that is something that Agatha would have said to you, is that right now, like the king, the Lord Neverwinter, is just like eminent domaining all like potions, like they're not being sold privately to citizens.
That's fine. I mean, we could probably ask him to conscript some to us. But it would have to go
I mean, if you want to, talk to him about that and what your needs are, he might be able to help.
Because I know I don't have anything. I still have potion of vitality in my inventory, even though it's got a 0 next to it.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, is there anything else anyone else wants to sell off at the castle out of their inventory?
No.
So he will give you 10 gold for the longsword. So it's not exactly half. So I'm just gonna, as I do that, okay, so 10 gold for the longsword. He'll give you the full 2 silver pieces for the quarterstaff.
Cool.
Yeah, the potion of vitality. Yeah,
I don't have that. I was like, it was in my inventory with no number in the box, and I didn't understand why, because I drank it. Okay. I drank it not knowing what it was. It might be a healing potion.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. Did someone else
No, I put it in there just trying to get it out of my inventory, and I kept trying to figure out how do I get this thing to disappear.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
Did he give me those?
He'll take the bedrolls because, like, his troops always need that. If you want to sell the bedrolls.
I mean, I have one. I have one on me.
I have one too.
I imagine we all do.
Yeah.
Bedroll. Yeah, he'll take the bedrolls. Okay.
Oh, I have this too. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Yeah, he wouldn't buy them here.
But I'll put it in there anyway, just for.
Okay. Okay. Is that it? Are we done with Neverwinter? You heading to
So.
Everlund? All right.
Yes, please.
Are you go? I assume you're headed to the Harper's teleportation circle to get into
Yes.
Everlund, right? Okay. All right. So you do your thing. You head there. Yeah, and it's again, it's just some guy's house, and so you go in, and I forget who's there. Um, Picard, that's his name. He's a short little half elf. Oh, actually, you don't know that. He looks human. He looks like an old human. He's actually. Anyway, so you say hello. He remembers you. I don't think it was very long since. Actually, it's been a long time actually, because you went to Everland on your way to the Feywild. So it's been like a month and a half since you've seen Picard. But he greets you. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? You heading into Everland? And then all your friends." But I don't think he's seen Vark. So Vark walks in and he's like,
He's new.
"Yep." And Vark just kind of like smirks at him. Walks in. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, yeah, you know how to pick your location, right? Um, all right. Well, good to see you again."
Good to see you.
And so yeah, so same thing. You close the door and you see like the list of locations show up in different colors on the back of the door. You reach out, you touch the baby blue Everland, and you can see the runes on the floor change color to a nice light blue, and match up with the runes in Everland. And you start the process, and you get sucked into the ceiling of stars, and you arrive in Everland, into a very similar type room, with just one door. And you are now back in Everland in the tower. Pew. Sounds like that.
I suppose we'll walk out. Ma'am will flick a gold piece to the teleporter attendant.
Oh, nice.
Because I seem to remember that she had a habit of doing that.
Awesome.
And yeah, go look for Varnock or the other
Crowan.
guy.
Yeah, Crowan.
Crowan, yeah.
Crowan. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So as you remember, when you open the door from the teleportation circle, you open it into like the spy network center. Like there's people at desks. Like it's just this bustling, like people coming and going. There's talking. There's all these like doors that just kind of open to nothing, and people walk into and just like disappear. And so it's just this complete bustle that you walk into when you leave the room. And a number of people will kind of like turn and see who it is, and they'll go back to their work. Some of them are writing things on scrolls. You can see some of them look like they're just talking to the air. And the feel of magical energy just like washes over you. Like there's spells being cast like every moment of every day here. It's the bustle is insane. So you kind of look around, and you don't see Varnock, you don't see Crowan, you don't see Billin, but you do see somebody that obviously recognizes you, and they kind of get your attention, and he walks up to you. It's a small gnomish looking guy. "Oh, hey, folk band, you're here. You should head upstairs. They're Crowan and Varnock are upstairs. They said that if you showed up, to send you right up. They're up there. They want to see you."
Yeah. All right.
And he goes the other way down the stairs. "Billin!" As you guys are walking up the stairs, heading up the door. So, assuming you all make your way upstairs.
Yeah.
You find, oh shit. I forget. Okay. That's the one. So you're on the fourth floor. So you head up to the fifth floor, which is known to be bright candles only, although you're allowed up here. So you walk through the armory in the vault of the fifth floor, and you get up to the sixth floor, which is the official meeting and planning chamber. And you see that it's just Varnock and Crowan up there. They look like they're sitting over a table with a giant map like the one that you have. And you see them both kind of look over at the same time. Oh, and Varnock like has this big smile on his face, and he walks over and he gives each of you a hug. Oh, damn, it's good to see you. Everything go well in Port Llast? That was quick.
Oh yeah, you know us.
And yet you never cease to amaze me.
Got to meet Harshnag the Kinslayer. That was neat.
Ooh, I've heard of him. Interesting. Was he with the Frost Giants there? How's that work?
In the way that he was their prisoner.
Oh, wow! But that was a story.
Yeah, nice guy.
Did you wipe them out? Did you kick them out? What?
Yeah, and Ma'am will just relay storm giants.
Very good.
All the things we've told
All the
everybody.
things. Very good. Yes. And they're equally amazed. Like having an insider's Zentarum, like that's amazing. If you can get some of that information to us, that would be super helpful. Any information about where their teleportation circles go would be, good to know. How quickly they can move troops, things like that. Actually, that is one thing that they will ask of you. If you can find out how many, let them know what teleportation circles. Like that's information they specifically are going to ask for. If you can find out where their teleportation circles are, we can then possibly figure out how they're moving their troops so quickly.
You said they want to know more specifics of where the teleportation circles are?
Yes. Any locations, any more locations than the, Neverwinter and Luskin that you were given. But if we can know more. And they both kind of, I guess we all have to assume that they have one in Wumford, right? If they're be able to move troops that way, and they say
I would think so,
if their home base is Wumford, obviously they must have one there. That's good information.
Yeah, we already got Neverwinter on the one in Neverwinter, so hopefully that'll be wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt Neverwinter will waste any time with that. It certainly seems like that'll be taken care of, so we don't have to worry about that. But they do have one in Luskin, and Luskin's not. I mean, it's definitely a central port, very important to trade. But I mean, if they have one there, they must have one. I mean, they must have one in Waterdeep and well, I'd say Silvery Moon, but nobody's got a teleportation circle there. They have the anti-magic field over the entire
right.
So,
yeah,
they don't have to worry about that. And then about that time,
I'm sorry. Nix's head pops up. And Nix has been going through their notes, just kind of in the corner, half listening to the Harpers actually give their the Harpers talking to Harpers, right? And then goes, "I'm sorry, did you say Silvery Moon has a anti-magic?"
Oh yes, over the entire town. Yeah, you can't. They have special medallions they'll give to certain citizens, and their internal mages who do their security. That somehow counterfacts the effect. But yeah, you can't use magic in Silver. The entire town has an anti-magic field over it. It's fascinating, really. If you ever figure out how they managed to do it, we'd love to know.
Across all Silvery Moon?
Yep, the entire town.
So is that against scrying too?
Yep. Yeah, any spell you try to cast into or within
Nix looks at ma'am.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. Yeah, so we're looking for King Hecate.
King Hecate. Okay. I mean, if you're thinking what I think you're thinking, it'd be pretty hard to stash a giant in a town like Silverymoon.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
I suppose if you had a warehouse big enough, you could just. Well, you can't even teleport him in there, right? So you'd have to walk a
Yeah, that'd
giant
be tricky,
through the
huh?
town, right? Because you can't. Well, unless they got one of those talismans that negate the field, I suppose they could use one of those, either put it on him and move him in, or
Well,
I suppose it's possible. But I mean, most illusion spells wouldn't. I don't know. Most illusion
no.
spells are just that, right? Illusions. So they would still have to move him through the town and his size. I suppose maybe a polymorph spell if they used a talisman and polymorphed him and then moved him in. I
No,
suppose it's possible.
that's not just the hiding. I mean, is there any other town like that could block magic?
That I'm aware of. Take a, I don't know, being a great power, I would think to block something like that, or a space, or something. I don't know.
Would Silverymoon have a purpose of hiding the giant?
Possible if you can get him there, but like I said, it would take somehow the hierarchy would have to be in on it for them to get one of those medallions or some type of conspiracy. Seems unlikely, but possible.
Nix looks at ma'am just a little harder this time. About
So
that.
Right about here is when you hear the door open behind you, and Billin kind of steps in. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I intruding? Is now a good time?
Hi, villain. I heard that you have something for us.
I do. And he's got this it's this metal device. It's got whirring wheels and stuff on it. It's like I did. And Crowan, you see Crowan kind of smile a little bit, and he's like, yeah. Billin's been working with a couple of our gnomish agents on certain projects, and last time you were here, you showed an interest in his work with the giants, so he asked if he could work on this, and I gave him the okay. He's got a couple of draft versions that work all right, but this seems to be the official version. So if it works, great. He won't let me use it. He says he only wants you to use it for the first time. So it's like I don't know what it is. And Billin's like, he's like the Great Library, right? There's one in Silverymoon, but there's also one in Waterdeep. So what I did was I created an extractor that has all the information from the library. There are special mages. Anyway, but I attuned this one specifically to the giant ordning. So if you need information about the giants or the giant ordning or specific things, you can just ask this. And he hands it over to you, and it's like it's the giant ordning official Great Library extractor, and he hands it to you.
I hold it very carefully. So I just ask it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's called what?
It's the giant ordning official Great Library extractor.
Right.
Google.
Right.
What does it do?
Ask it questions. It can tell you the answers.
I just hold it and I go, hang on. Does Uther have something against King Hecate?
And you hear a little whirring inside. That information is unknown.
Hmm.
And he's like, oh, He's like, well, I mean, it's got to be information in the library.
Oh, in the library. Why does Queen Mary work with small folk?
Correction, Queen Neri. Queen Neri works with the small folk because she believes them to be worthwhile.
Ooh, this is cool. And then about that Orden,
And Crown's mouth is hanging open. He's like,
does the cloud giants work with small folk?
you hear a whirring inside. The cloud giants have been known to work with small folk on several occasions. Footnote 1. Occasion. The year 1381, when cloud giant Marissa worked directly with the Lord of Silvery Moon to move a mountain pass. Footnote 2. Information unavailable. Oh, I'll have to work on that. That should be known. That information should be there. I'll have to talk to the mage in Waterdeep. It's got to be a glitch.
Nyx is holding this device and then looks at Ma'am. I'm sorry, did this just say the cloud giants moved a mountain pass?
I mean, they're real strong. It's probably just moving boulders and stuff. Like,
Nyx holds Google, and it's like, what is the importance of Silvery Moon?
There's some whirring inside. Silvery Moon, a town on Faerun. Question. Does not compute. And Billen's like, I guess it doesn't quite understand your question.
And important. Oh God, what is it called? Like if you look up like Boston, it talks about like the Boston Massacre happened there, or the Boston Tea Party, and like it talks about
population 312,000, mostly made up of humans, but other high import of races are elves, dwarves, gnomes. Home to many. Also the home of the only known functioning magic dome that prevents magic use within. Currently ruled by Lady Illustrial, known to be consorting with the only known good dark elf Drizzt Do'Urden. And stuff. See more results.
See what? And Nyx is just holding Google, like what the and then she gently puts down Google and then just bear hugs
Billen. And he's near to tears. He's like, you really like it?
I love this. Nyx is like in the little corner, like whispering to it.
Yeah, that's
current temperature
pretty
in Silvery Moon, 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a pretty neat trick, Balin. Good job.
Oh, thanks. If you bring it back here every once in a while, I can update it, make sure it's got the newest information. But it should give you
things like this need to be updated all the time, I hear. Kind of annoying, really. It's like you get used to it one way and then they just got to change it. But no, we'll come back. We'll get the updates.
maybe next time I can add some maps to it.
Oh, hey, about maps.
Yeah.
Nix, could you show them your like sketches and etchings of the whole mountain thing?
Without putting Google down, Nix pulls out their journal, lays out, and just like flips to the page that has the etching on it, and then goes back to Google. Like the toddler that has the iPad.
This might be a problem.
A little distracted.
A little. You just gave the the cat
Who makes
all the
flatbread?
curiosity.
Why is water blue? What?
Yes.
Why is the sky blue? How deep is the ocean? How deep is the Sea of Swords?
More of like what conspiracies has ever been what conspiracies have happened in the Giants? Has there ever been like fights for dominance within the Giants? What is King like, like just whispering about the Giants to Google, hopefully they get an answer.
You're learning everything about giants for sure. So Crowan and Varnock will both look at the maze, right?
And I think I don't remember if it was a sketch or what of the mountain itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I took an etching of the maze, and then I have because it was too big to make an etching of it. I copied the drawing of the mountain, or what was on the mirror.
And so they're kind of looking at it, and Varnock immediately he's like I'm not really good with geography. He's like this, but he's looking at the maze. He's like, this is just amazing. Like these caverns must be immense. And Crowan's kind of looking at it. He's like, I don't know. Is the word anywhere on the name of the mountain, the name of it? Or no, that's from the poem, right? You have that poem?
Yeah, I was actually just looking at that earlier.
We had Dragon Worm, and then we had the poem, but I don't think I wrote down the poem.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mam would definitely mention the worm fair.
Okay. And you see Billen's ears kind of pick up, and he's like, "Worm fair." He's like, "That's kind of giant, isn't it?" What's that?
Yeah.
It's a different translate. Hey Google, translate worm fair. Worm fair. Typically a hybrid of a giant Luxodon language, meaning dragon or fear of dragon or the doom of dragon. And Crowan kind of like, what, like dragon doom? And he goes over to the window and he kind of points out the window. And you walk over to the window and there's this huge just mountain spire standing up to the east of Everlund. And he's like, it's Dragon Doom Mountain. And and there's a river that runs by it. And he kind of points to the west. And then there's the Evermoors.
Mam just picks like arms on the sides of Billins and just picks him up and just like kisses his head.
Oh, hey, what?
I'm sorry. I should have asked your permission first. Thank you, Billin. Thank you.
And then Crowan with the fucking. God.
Is that good? What?
Yes. That
You
is.
did.
That. Yeah. Yeah, wait. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. There's a lot here to unpack. We're gonna have to go climb a mountain, I think.
2 by our chances, the Eye of the Allfather, and now Dragon Doom. And we already climbed a mountain before, so 3.
And Billen's like, the Eye of the Allfather, the Oracle?
Yeah, what do you know about that?
Oh, that predates most of the giant architecture. Apparently it's extremely holy site to all of the giants, but it's located. I think it's on the map actually, and he kind of points down at the map. He's like, it's in the
Yeah.
spine of the world, but from what I know, only giants can get in. He kind of looks at you. He's like, I don't know, maybe you can. You're like a tiny bit giant, aren't you? But anyway, so, but I mean, apparently there's a sliver of the god Anam that resides there. That's and of course they call it the Oracle, so I assume he knows stuff or tells stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where we're headed next.
Oh, he kind of looks at Crown. He's like, "Can I go with you? That would be amazing." And Crowan's like, "No, no, no, Billin, we really need you here, and it's really cold in the spine of the world, and there's going to be danger there." Billin's just like, "I know, but man, to be in there, will you guys like Nix? Will you draw me a picture inside?"
Of what? Of the spine of the world? Or the you mean the eye of the Allfather? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be something cool in there you could like draw for me. Like if I can't, he looks at Crown. Like if I can't go,
I mean, of course. I mean, it'll be good to. And then Nix looks at. Then Nix just has this like giant, like wide-eyed stare. Do you think we could put pictures on Google?
and he's like, "I bet I could do that, right? It would just have to do it would be like an illusion spell, but then you'd have to transpose it onto somehow into a piece of paper. I could get the little fidgets inside. Yeah. I feel like we could do that, right? One device that both
Good
copies."
lord, cats are already taking over Google.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man.
Do you want me to leave Google for now so you can work on? But Nix is like,
He looks at it. He's like, no, you take it. He's like, I'm gonna have to redesign the entire shell to get that to work.
Can bring Google. Nix is holding it like the equivalent of Precious, the ring.
Hey, Nix, maybe we think about like a daily limit of like, Google time. Or
But
just,
I want Google.
like saving the world comes first, right?
Yeah, if we didn't have the world, we wouldn't have Google, and that would be really sad.
Yeah. No world means no Google.
So we save the world, and then I can Google.
Sure.
Yeah, you can Google once we save the world.
Okay, are we doing that before or after the Allfather?
I mean, you can still Google for a little bit. We're not leaving just yet.
Okay. Hey Google. I completely lost what I was gonna do.
So hey, Bill, you said a little bit about this worm fair refers to like a mixture of giant and Luxodon.
He's like, I thought it sounded giant, but it's like he points at Google. He's like, apparently it's a hybrid word, hybrid language. I didn't. I guess I didn't know that. I didn't know there was. I mean, I knew that your species are kind of tied together, but I don't know the details of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Luxodon, we didn't really have a written language. We kind of took that from the giants to a degree.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, I guess that must be one of the ways you're tied together.
There's kind of a lot there. I'm sure you know quite a bit of that history.
Sure.
Or maybe you don't.
Maybe I do. I mean, I know a little bit. Maybe. Do I? I mean, yeah, I think there's. But can I borrow that Google for a second?
Yeah, hang on. Hey Google, where is Dragon Doom?
Dragon Doom, the single spire in the Nether Mountains region, rising, casting a shadow above Everlund.
Oh, it's in the Nether Mountains. It's like right near us.
Yeah, you can literally see it from where you are.
It's just that. Okay, so the Nether Mountains. Da, 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 da. Okay, so then because like Nix has all the maps out right now, and then just like it looking at the maps reaches up and passes Google.
And so he's just like, okay, Google. He's like, tell me all about how the Luxodon and the giants interact together. Right? How did they? Luxodon. Luxodon was a race that previously unknown to the planet of Faerun. The Luxodon left their homeland of Ravnica and came to Faerun many, many years ago. Exact number unknown. When they first arrived, they apparently made quick friends with the giant races and became very close. Many interminglings happened after that point. There's some speculation that the stone giants may have some Luxodon blood running through them. But the Luxodon splintered apart for reasons unknown and became locked into many separate clans, many of which are unable to be found on our planet continent. They seem to recuse themselves from humanity for one reason or another. Oh, so that.
Yeah, that.
So what was the question?
Oh, I don't think I had a question.
Okay.
I just assumed you kind of knew with all your
I know a
research on
lot
the
about
giants and
giants, but
such.
yeah, I've only kind of run into your Luxodon race only a couple of times, but I'm sure it's fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. Enslavement, good stuff.
You were enslaved? I didn't. That happened.
Well, it's a long story. It's
Oh, was that
complicated.
okay? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you're. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, we're good. I mean, it was originally a mutual agreement that kind of went south.
It doesn't sound good.
No.
Well, did he have this conversation with you before? Did he know this before?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know we've talked about all that, but I don't
Yeah.
remember who knew all that.
No, can't remember where Ma'am got that information.
Was that the old dwarf?
Maybe it might have also been partially a really good history check about like her own people.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe you'd had this conversation with Dylan before and
I
I just
don't
forgot.
think so. No.
All right, good. Okay.
Well, is there anything else we should talk about while we're here? How are you all doing?
Looking kind of at Varnock and Crowan.
You can tell that they look a little haggard, and they kind of explain that they're spending most of their energy casting sending spells, getting information from across the towns. The fire giants haven't stopped sacking places; they're still pulling giant artifacts out of the ground. They understand that you've stopped, the whole primordial thing, but apparently the fire giants are still trying to figure out some other way, I guess. The storm giants have still been pretty quiet. They seem to be popping up here and there looking for allies. And the stone giants have hit Loudwater again, but this time they took they took gold as well. Like last time they were just taking building supplies and food and stuff, but this time they actually hit a warehouse and took some sacks of gold as well. They're not sure exactly why.
Storm giants?
The stone
giants.
Yep. Yep. And that the hill giants have actually been fairly successful in gathering a lot of food. They've been reaching out from the Belliard area, and places like Tribor and Calling Horns, Longsaddle are starting to run low on food. So they don't know if maybe they're working with the Zentarum because they're so close together. But they said that they're actually becoming a kind of a problem. They think the Lord's Alliance might be sending some type of a contingent down there. But they've also heard of another group coming out of Yartar that seem to be heading south, looking to do something about the giants. But that there's still a cloud giant castle over the Evermoors, and they've heard reports from people in Everlund saying of large things flying in the sky. They're not sure if maybe the giants have been scouting Everlund, but they're not sure exactly what's happening with the cloud giants. They understand that they are mostly good, but they've rebuffed all advances to speak with them. So not sure exactly what's happened.
Okay, so hang on. Stone giants. I had to go to the bathroom. I should have said that. Stone giants they sacked where?
Loudwater. For the third time they've hit Loudwater.
But took gold this time.
Yes. The previous times they've just taken like lumber, building supplies, food. But this time they did sack a warehouse, and they also took gold that they found there.
Okay. Hill giants have taken food and are becoming a problem.
Starting to starve out some of the northern towns.
And then the cloud giants?
Yeah, there's a castle over the Evermoors. But they've rebuffed all advances for parley. And some citizens have seen some large things in the sky, either in the dawn hours or dusk hours. And he worries that it might be the cloud giants doing reconnaissance on his town. He's not sure exactly why they'd be doing that.
Okay. 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 Was there anything else about any of the other giants, or is that just the three?
The fire giants are still sacking places for and pulling giant artifacts out of the ground. The latest place to get hit was Uluven.
Okay. Nothing about Storm or
The storm giants have been popping up here and there, looking for allies.
Storm. And then we know about the frost giants.
So, I mean, well, we gotta How far to travel to the Eye of the Allfather or whatever?
I mean, it's all the way up into the spine of the world. It's near. So if we go from Everland, hang on,
And I think we discussed it
Everland
last week.
we would have to
Like 2 days.
travel.
Can we get that map, Nick?
This
So
is the one.
Everland is south of Silvery Moon. So we could go up there and see what the fuck it's about and see if there's anything there. And then Rivermoot is following the Raven Road, and it goes all the way to Mithril Hall, like below there. And then the Eye of the Allfather, we would have to either go to Mirabar and go upriver, or climb up the mountain somehow, or go through. Oh, Shining White is. Oh my God, there's so many places here.
Well, yeah, because Justin, we checked, and you have a teleportation circle from Mirabar, right?
I can get us to Mirabar, yeah.
All right, and then we have to. Jesus, that's still really far. Just realizing how big this map is. Like you're talking about the distance from Neverwinter Island, at least, and it's over mountains.
Yeah, it's a couple days. As the crow flies.
Yeah, I'm trying to put the maps as close together as possible to like get a.
Yeah.
So Rivermoot. Okay, so Everland, right, is next to Silverwood, and the Evermoors, and then on the east side is the Nether Mountains, and then Silvery Moon is
You are
literally
here.
up. Yes, and then Silvery Moon is right here, with that's where all the weird stuff is happening, and possibly it could be. I mean,
weird stuff. What weird
it's
stuff?
it's the with all the anti-magic, and we were thinking
Yes.
maybe they hid a giant there, maybe. Well, at least that's what Nyx is thinking. But the Evermorse is right next to that, and if we can find Baldir, he could be in Silvery Moon, he could be in Rivermoot, he could be in Shining White, or he could be in.
He's not in Silver. No, he was in Lurkwood, or possibly
Lurkwood.
Shining White or Rivermoot could point you in the general direction.
Okay, so he's in the Lurkwood, somewhere around there. Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to put all of this together as best as I can. I scroll this out. Sorry, I had to scroll out and then put things together.
It's not the easiest thing to get the two maps to
line up very well, I
join
know,
up.
but
Yeah.
that's okay. I just need to like get them just kind of side by side like this. Cool. All right. Not the easiest thing in the world. There we go. That's best. Yeah. So anyway, Silvery Moon is where all the weird things are happening with the anti-magic field, and we might want to check that out. And then up, and then Evermoors are right there, but we don't really want to go to the Evermoors unless we find Baldir, and that could be the loop. That could be Blurkwood, Rivermoot, which is northwest on the trail from Silvery Moon, or Shining White could point us in the way, which is even further west than Rivermoot.
There's also Loudwater and Riverton and
hang on.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. And then up, and then the Lurkwood is connected to the mountains near the Eye of the Allfather. So
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible idea if we could somehow go through Lurkwood, try to find your guy on the way to the Eye of the Allfather. The question kind of becomes, what's the best? We don't have a great way to get to, like, Shining White, or was the other one Rivermoot, where we might get information on that guy?
Well, the thing is, if we follow the trail up from Everlund, there's a trail up to Silvery Moon, and then where my arrow is pointed at. And then there's a trail that goes all the way to Rivermoot from there. So we'd be on foot or by Platybell or by whatever.
We got Platybell. That's right.
That would still be a couple days, though, right?
Maybe. We're really in a... So would
I mean,
we
the
want to go
Platybells would
to...
certainly have an easier time getting over all that mountainous terrain.
Yeah, but without talking to anybody in Rivermoot or Shining White, we would have no idea where in the Lurkwood that guy would be.
Right.
And then he would be our closest connection to getting to the Cloud Giants, which the Cloud Giants would might actually get us into the Maelstrom. But also, if we go to the Isle of Allfather first, the sliver of the god might actually tell us or give us a pretty close estimation of where he might be. But also, Silvery Moon is like this weird place with the anti-magic field, and we can't see where the fuck this guy, a giant, is. I don't know. It's just...
I mean,
Do we... what
Silvery
else do we
Moon
know of that, like, is weird going on at Silvery Moon?
It has a lot of connections to the giants. Like, the Cloud Giants helped Silvery Moon move a mountain pass. There's Silvery Moon has the other giant library other than Waterdeep. There's, I don't know. It seems really weird that that has the anti-magic field and it's connected to giants.
I don't.
And the Cloud Giants are the kindest to small folk. When, Queen Mary had that, you know what I mean? Seems like if they want to hide somebody.
I mean, we know that Silvery Moon is just, like, it is a like, place of magical study, and, like, they have a great library there. Like, that is why they have the anti-magic field, right? Because it is such, like, a highly, like, I don't know. I got the impression that like, we kind of knew that was just part of the, like, magical culture there.
It's known to be like one of the most enlightened cities in this, like, world. Like, it's good, it's helpful, its citizens are taken care of, like, all this stuff. The rulers are kind and good and all that. There's information, and while you don't necessarily know the reason behind it, it's not like a nefarious thing.
Well, no, I didn't think it was nefarious. I just thought if the king was in trouble, and previous giants have worked with.
That was over 100 years ago, but I am completely made up on the spot. So
okay, all right, never mind.
I made a connection that maybe wasn't supposed to be there.
Nixon has all the red tape, but it's surrounding themselves.
So
right.
forgive me if we've already talked about this, but, like, so there's an anti-magic field there. Does that mean that, like, magic doesn't work there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vazos doesn't want to go.
Okay, got it. All right. Okay, then we'll have to okay.
That place.
Ew, sorry, I should have muted myself.
Well, this is actually an interesting question for you, Nick. Would my warlock ability to use my charisma modifier for weapon attacks work in an anti-magic field?
I mean, it's not. It doesn't stop abilities. It just stops magic. So, like, your sun sword wouldn't work. I understand that you couldn't summon your familiar in there, but your familiar could exist. But like, magic items don't work, magic weapons don't have magical properties, spells don't work. But I mean, if you're talking about a class feature, that would work.
Okay.
Where is Loudwater?
Water is down here. So, southeast. It's on the second map.
Oh, okay. So not helpful to us.
Not in the
Unless
direction
it's
you're already going.
Not right now. Yeah.
But you do have a number of quests in that area.
Right. What would be faster going from Yartar North to Shining White or Everlund to Rivermoot?
They look pretty close. You're taking the road. So that's pretty close. Yeah, it's as the crow flies. But here you have to go around. Isn't there a thing for that? Isn't there a map? Okay, let's see. Oh, it doesn't have all the towns. I used to have a link. Is this it? I used to have a link to something where you could type in 2 towns and it would give you the distance.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I realized I've been talking on mute. Because I was like, why are they listening to me? Yeah. So your tar to Shining White. We could take the trail first, but to Shining White, it looks like it's not a trail, it's a river, if I'm not mistaken. So we would either follow the river bank
Yeah.
or
Yeah, it sure looks like a river.
Oh yeah.
and then to Everlyn it's a path. Like we could go on the path to Rivermoot. So even though we're going up and around, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My only thought with the going towards Shining White is it seems like that might be a more direct path into Lurkwood, but also we
That's
don't know where he
true.
would be in Lurkwood, so it doesn't do us much good if he ends up being, in a completely different part. We have no way of knowing.
Yeah, but at least in the Shining White, it's like in the middle instead of if he ends up being near Xantharl's keep or something, and we're all the way on Rivermoot on the other side. At that point,
Yeah,
I would
that
be
is
like,
true.
fuck it. I'd be like, fuck it. Let's just go to the eye of the Mother. Anyway, we should probably make this decision though because we have
I mean, it's 2:24.
Yeah.
So, and I suppose if you make a decision now, you can start on the way, but you can also like take the next week or so to decide how you want to.
Should we?
Um,
I don't know how much further. Like,
God, there's so much. Like I was just not off the time keeping up with you guys talking about all these different places and trying to figure out what they were. Man,
I'm so sorry.
I will say no, it's not your fault. It's because I I couldn't get because one map was bigger than the other, and I had to like shrink one down to make them match
I
up.
know.
Anyway,
I wish it was just one giant map.
for what it's worth, uh, Zelbras and Loudwater are among. I think Zelbras was the place where I was like, hey, if we have time, we could shoot down there, and I could get to Riverton to see my guy who's got my thing.
Yep. There's a couple things for you to do in the Loudwater area. You could find out what's going on with the stone giants. You could find Zwazos' buddy.
Like if from what it sounds like the fire giants are the ones who are being the most aggressive. And so if we have any kind of clue as to how we can put a stop to that, other than finding Hecaton, we should do that. But if not, then I think finding Hecaton and just putting an end to this, because the word is that Hecaton could put an end to the whole war. Like,
Right, which is why we were trying to head up north to the Eye of the Allfather.
yeah,
Loudwater is down south.
exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to connect the two.
That's what it is.
So, I mean, for what it's worth, I think that our original plan, just Mirabar, Eye of the Allfather, should be plan A.
It's just
That,
so why we were talking about Rivermoot is because I have a connection that could get us in contact with the Cloud Giants, and the Cloud Giants can get us into the Maelstrom if need be, which is where Mam's leader
And
is.
This is the Maelstrom on the map?
No. No, they don't really know where Maelstrom is.
I kept looking for the Maelstrom on the map.
If you knew where Maelstrom was, you could just go there. But you need one of the teleportation conches to get there. Conch to get there.
I mean,
So that's why
don't we have one of those?
What?
Don't we have one of those? We heard about one of those last session.
Yeah, all the giant leaders have one, so they can get to the meeting place at the Maelstrom. So if you want to get to the Maelstrom, you have to get the teleportation conch from one of the giant leaders.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I do remember that part.
So that's why, and then when I was talking to sorry, I know I took up a lot of time with it, but when I was talking to Agatha, when I was talking to Agatha, they said the Cloud Giants would be the most willing, and that Baldir, if we could find Baldir, he already has connection, which is and so that's why we were talking about Shining Light or Rivermoot, because he's somewhere in the Lurkwood, which is underneath the Eye of the Allfather in the forest behind under the Allfather. So that's why we're talking about. That's why we're talking about either traveling to Yartar, which Ma'am has a connection to, right? I
have a teleportation circle there, yeah.
And then we could go north to Shining Light, or we could travel the road from Everlund to Silvery Moon to Zimorven to Rivermoot. But and the more that I look at it, the more that is a Yartar up through to Shining Light looks more.
Yeah, I kind of think that then hopefully, we can figure out where your guy is and he's not, too far out on either side. And then I think just kind of heading up north through that valley is probably going to be our best bet to get to the eye. If we think that is like number one priority. I do think that trying to get in contact with the person mentioned to Mick. What was his name?
Baldir.
Baldir. I do think that trying to get in contact with Baldir could be helpful. It may help answer a question that, maybe we don't waste a question on the Alfather with.
Okay. So what's our travel situation to get from Yartar to Shining Way?
I think it's Platypus.
Platypus on foot. If you have a fly spell that we could use.
I have fly. It only lasts 10 minutes, I believe.
So platypus would be more useful.
Yeah.
And they go faster.
Yeah, I think that's actually true.
So like, can Platypus get us from Yartar to Shining Light in a day, or are we gonna have to camp out somewhere?
Not sure.
Well, when the distance between Mirabar and Gaunt Pilgrim, when we were going across there, I think we had a day to do it, right? And we had to camp out, or we had to travel down.
You camped one night on the boat,
and
then got across the plain there by the second.
Okay, because I know that we camped out on a
it was like getting into the evening by the time we got to Port Llast on the Platypus, or we got towards the end of Neverwinter. We let the Platypus go before we got into anywhere where we could be seen.
Right.
So
it probably will on the Platypus take a couple of days.
Okay.
But I'll confirm that.
And
I gotta find a good way of judging distance over these things, and then
we could maybe go ahead. Listen, I was gonna say if we do have to stop, there's this Mornburn Shield here, which is at least a place to be, where we could, find shelter and not have to just like camp out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
To potentially get attacked by whatever, Nick decides to, or Nick's table decides to throw at
us. Did we know where the fire giants were taking stuff? Or like where their base of operations was?
their home base is the
Iron Slag.
Iron Slag, yeah.
Which is up from Everlund, go northwest near the Silver Marshes, and then it's up there in the Ice Spires.
Okay, cool.
So they're covering some distance.
Yeah, they were even in the crags right near Gauntlegrim. That was like one of the things. That's why we went over there in the first place.
Right.
So they're covering distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, along with what Michael said earlier, that they seem to be aggressive. That like, I'm not opposed to seeing if we can deal with them at some point, but I don't even know if we know.
Yeah.
Where
that's the thing is we haven't been given some convenient thing to go to.
Right.
Like we're not being given information like on a job board in the town square.
Right.
Yeah.
Go here, get this, bring it here.
Yes.
Well, that's reward.
If only.
Yeah, no, I'm game to say that our plan is Yartar up to Shining White, and then Lurkwood, and I have the Elffather.
I think my only concern is that, that's 2 days from Yartar to Shining Light that we'd lose. So by the time we get to Shining Light, we could be to the Eye of All. We went straight to Mirabar. But you make a valid point. So the question is the information we might get from Nyx's contact worth 2 days of the Giants continuing to fucking rampage the fucking place?
Probably not. I mean, this is the whole thing is like if we talk to him first, give some time to get into connection with his connection in the Cloud Giants while we go to the Allfather, so that by the time we get back,
I have an idea.
yeah,
Well, we're at 2:35.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. I'm bringing it next.
No. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Do we have a hard stop?
I don't.
I got a couple more minutes if you want to talk this over.
In an hour, in a couple of hours, I could take the ring off of Amos, put the ring onto Nyx, and let Nyx attune to it, and then Justin, you could keep sending into the ring, and then Nyx could use sending to contact her person wherever they may be.
but I don't know
You
them
only have
personally.
25 words to get answers from them, but that's an option.
I mean,
Yeah,
Nyx
we're gonna
knows
take
this
it.
person as well as you guys do, which is just a name.
Oh, I thought that it was a person that Nyx had a connection to.
It was just through the
Emerald Bomb.
Emerald
Yeah.
Enclave.
Agatha
Oh,
told her
okay.
of this person. Yeah, told them
Oh,
of
never
this
mind.
person.
So
Send it.
the more that we talk about it, the more it makes sense just to go to Mirabar and go up to the Eyefather, and then when we come back, look through the Lurkwood or get into connection, like go to Yartar and then go up afterward or something. But
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
what I was gonna say is, since we're pretty much at time, maybe we do take the week to ponder.
Think about it, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
come back.
you don't
with,
have to make a
with
decision now, for sure.
Cool. Well, let's do that.
Then let's do it. All right, so we'll figure out next week.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah, sounds good. Thanks, everyone. No,
All right.
no
Super
battle this
excited.
time, but I'm guessing there might be one next time.
All right. We can only hope.
All right. Thanks,
All
guys.
All
Bye
right,
now.
thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.